Hello.
Hello. Finally. Been a
Yeah,
while.
sorry.
With the munchies. No do-rag. No
No, do that.
do-rag. Oh my gosh, it's a new generation.
Yeah.
Yeah. You are finally back, Manny. Back in the main campaign. You're on your side mission for so long.
Dude, this long
Yeah. How does it
fact,
feel?
but
I know. How does it feel to be
real good.
back?
Real good.
Feels good. Nothing's changed so far though. Everything's kind of samey.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Just
good.
how I want.
Yeah. So you never have to go back to that place. You're done.
I hope not.
When World War III starts, man's gonna be like, hold on. I gotta delay the episode. I'm sorry. I gotta go fight these Russians. They're acting up again. My bad.
I'm snapping both of my legs. Sorry, I can't go.
They're gonna be like, that's fine. Just hold the turret. That's all you need to do. It's gonna be like
Am I
school.
there?
It's gonna be like school. Like you'll be there and you won't be doing anything, but you'll just like be there because they need you like on call. And you like hold the gun, shoot. And you be like, bro, I'm on my phone. It's like shoot. The entire war is dependent on this.
I need no wars the next 4 years.
Oh, really? Is that it's only for 4 years?
Yeah, like I'm in the reserves. Yeah.
Oh, that's extremely convenient. I was under the impression that like for the rest of your life, if anything happens, they call you.
Yeah.
Wow. Interesting. They should have told
I
me
don't think
that.
I don't think I would sign up if that was the case.
Oh, okay. Well, they never said that to me. If I would have considered it if I knew that. If I knew it was only for 4 years. So you're telling me, let's say there is an active war going on and you're at the end of your 4 year. It's like 2 days left. Like, Manny, come here. Are you going to be in war for like years or are you going to be there for 2 days and then you come back?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
That's what I would do. They're not gonna hey Manny. Okay, hold on. I'll just say hold on and like run out the back door into the forest.
Yeah. Man. Do you miss shooting guns? Do you miss anything about where you were?
No.
No?
I had better internet over there.
Yeah. That's the life. Have a good Ethernet, being able to actually fight people on Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Now I'm just lagging.
Yeah. Gotta get a long Ethernet cable. Bring it from your mom's room all the way to your bedroom. That's what I do. It's worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it goes across the entire thing. Speaking of fucking internet, did you play the COD beta?
Mm-hmm.
How was it? What's your review? There's a lot of shit that's happened. We got a lot to talk about, unrelated to the movies.
Mm-hmm. I liked it. It's very campy.
Yeah.
Nowadays, COD promotes camping. It's how the game is set up.
What invokes camping? Like, what does COD do to make camping like a thing? How do you promote people to like walk around?
One, like you can mount on things, right? And when you mount, like you mount sideways or on something.
Lean.
When you mount,
like leaning?
No, it's not really leaning. It's like it's not leaning. It's like it's leaning, right? But you're like mounted on the wall, right?
Okay.
Or you can mount on like something, right?
Okay. What is the advantage of that?
That it literally eliminates all recoil.
Oh,
right?
That's interesting.
So all recoil is gone, right? A lot of people just do that, right? That's one. Two, the way the map is set up is that there's just like head glitches everywhere. Like If
Oh.
you run there, there's a head glitch. Like, oh, you're gonna peek that. There's a head glitch there and there. You gotta watch out for those people. Still, like, this head glitch is everywhere.
What is a head glitch?
Three, a head glitch is like it's like something that like is covering you, but like your head is disappearing. But
Oh,
like you can
okay.
shoot them, but it's just like on their screen. It's just like you can only see their head.
Right, right. Gotcha.
So there's that. That's everywhere. Two, three. The big ones that your footsteps are so loud, like I can hear someone coming from miles away.
Yeah.
So instead of me just running, pushing them, oh, I hear someone coming.
Yeah.
And on top of that, just the blazing fast like time to kill. It's like only takes like 3 shots.
Yeah.
Like you play it, like you like want to run around and shit, but like you run around, you just run into someone dismounted.
Yeah.
It's like it's all right. Because the thing is, like, I just want to play Warzone. Because Warzone's not like that.
Okay.
So,
Are they making a sequel to Warzone?
Yeah.
Oh. Was that available as well?
No.
Oh, okay.
But some YouTubers already played. And there's a lot of new stuff. Like you can go underwater now.
Oh. Okay. Like you can
sure.
shoot underwater?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then the first Warzone, if you touch water, you die.
Oh, okay. That's boring. Well, has there ever been a Call of Duty game where you can swim?
Yeah, there's been yes.
Black Ops 3 and stuff, I think, had that.
Yeah. 3, 4.
Mm-hmm.
Look cool.
Yeah. I like swimming. I like all those gimmicky shits in the Call of Duty games. I always wonder, like, what's going to be their gimmick? What are they going to do this time? What's going to be the stupid thing that they add? But it doesn't feel like this one is adding a stupid thing. At least not yet. They ran out of ideas. Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. But besides that, I feel like there's a lot of shit happening, anime wise, video game wise. There was like so much fucking video game stuff. I can't even keep track of all of it. But there was the new God of War trailer. I watched it and it was great, but it showed so much. And like it showed things that I was like, why? I wanted to see that in the game. And I was so mad. I was like, oh my God. So I immediately was like, don't watch it, Manny. You're gonna get spoiled. And you'll watch it after the fact. And I don't know. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I've told you multiple times, like I don't think I'm gonna play this one. After watching the new trailer, I'm gonna play it. I'll buy it on PS4. I don't care. Like that new trailer sold me on it because it was very cool. But don't watch it. I wouldn't recommend it.
I haven't watched it and I will not.
Yeah, but there's a bunch of other video game stuff. Do you know about any of the other video game stuff?
Brother's talking about Tekken.
Yeah, but you don't give a shit about Tekken. But it looks fucking cool. Like Tekken 7 does this thing where like when like two people are about to hit each other, it like goes in slow motion and it's like, and like one guy's like, and it's like, oh my God, who's gonna hit who first? And the trailer like did that, but in a much more cinematic, like movie kind of way. And you're kind of sitting there like, is this gameplay? Is this the actual thing? What the fuck's going on? So it's really cool because I think that they're getting more cinematic with it. And I think watching Tekken, obviously playing it will be more fun as well, but watching it is going to be like even more fun because it's going to be like a movie like every time, like the camera angle is going to shift and stuff. And yeah, I'm really happy to see Tekken 8. Hopefully I'll be able to play it on like a next gen console fairly soon. And fucking Street Fighter 6, like I don't know if you saw that, but that shit looks awesome, man. It is like Street Fighter but in the street, and like it looks so gangster. Like the backgrounds are always like hood nigga places and stuff, and like everybody's got like hood drip on. You know the green guy like in Street Fighter, like Blanca, like the little green monster? Oh, okay. Well, he's got like a crip, like he's like the guy in Street Fighter that isn't a human being. Like they all have their archetypes. You got like the Muslim, the Shoto, the fucking female, and then you got the monster guy who's not human, and he's got like a Crip gang like thing, like Bloods and Crips, but it's yellow. It's great. Like all the redesigns are fucking awesome, and I'm going to buy Street Fighter 6, and I'm going to play that game. It's going to be great. I'm really looking forward to that. And yeah, I don't know what else there is video game wise right now. I wrote like some of it down, but all the anime is like slowly starting. Have any of them started yet?
I haven't been watching. I'm so backed up on anime.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. You're not watching your weeklies?
Dude, I had to drop 3 of them.
Which ones,
I'm
Manny?
like 3 episodes behind on like each one, dude.
That's okay. Were they the bad ones? Were they the ones worth being behind on?
Like the ones I actually cared about.
Oh fuck! Oh no! It's because you're back here. It's because you're living a normal life now.
I know.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna catch up though.
Yeah. Yeah. You'll never not be a weeb forever. Which ones?
Yeah, but these new things about to start though.
Yeah, all the new ones are about to start. It's really intimidating. Like too much new shit's coming out. Like I need to catch up on some things in order to watch like some of the new stuff, and I don't know if I'll be able to. And I'm getting so anxious. There's too much stuff. Like there's a lot of announcements. Bleach is like the big one, like the long one that's like starting. They said that Bleach is gonna be 4 cores, so it's gonna be over like 4 quarters, like 4 seasons. Like that's how long the arc is going to be. I don't know if it's gonna be like back to back like Dragon Ball Super type shit, where it's gonna be like every single week, or if it's gonna be like they're separated in chunks like seasons. But I don't know. They said cores, so I imagine they'll split it up, but we'll see. See how that goes. But which one are you most excited for out of all of them?
I don't know.
You don't know?
JoJo, really.
Well, JoJo's out. JoJo, the second part of Stone Ocean. Yeah.
I want the. Other than that, I'll probably say Chainsaw, and then everything else is kind of a tie, like Spy Family, Bleach.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want JoJo.
Yeah, I don't even know. I didn't watch it, so I don't know if it like ended. It probably didn't. Yeah.
I don't think so. There's only 24 episodes out.
Mm-hmm.
JoJo's never 24 episodes. So.
Yeah, I imagine this one's gonna be the same length. I'm waiting too. I think I'm gonna have to watch. I want to watch it, but like I low key, it's been a year. It's been a year since the first half. Like, fuck you, Netflix. Like, I hate this. This is so annoying. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I don't really think there's much else when it comes to like anime news and like video game news. They said they're gonna put Monster on Netflix. Monster and Berserk 1997. That's gonna be cool as fuck. I'm really looking forward to that. When that happens, we gotta watch it. We gotta like dedicate, like set aside, be like, okay, we're gonna skip an episode and watch fucking Monster or something. Because, oh man.
That's a lot of episodes.
I know, but it was so like the little bit I saw of it was very good.
Monsters is something I'm gonna have to watch in my lifetime.
Yeah, I know. Dude, there's honestly so much shit. I wrote down so much. Oh my god! Good thing I fucking wrote that down. Did you see the fucking GTA 6 leak like today?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why I didn't start with that. Like, yeah. So what did you see? Because apparently there's a lot. I saw like a very brief clip of like her running around and like driving a car, and I was like, oh my god, like it looks good. Like I think it looks amazing. I was like,
I think it looks really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw them like I saw one with the girl in the strip club.
Oh wow.
One with like people like hanging out of cars, like PUBG, like you can shoot.
Oh shit! Oh my god!
I've been wanting that for so long, but now they actually like so dope.
That's cool.
Yeah, I can only imagine what that's gonna be like online.
Mm-hmm.
Like 4 people hanging out of cars or 3.
Wow. Dude.
Yeah, the game was sick, and people spotted like on the cop car it says VPD, so like Vice City.
Yeah, that's gonna be great.
I played Vice City Stories when I was a kid,
mm-hmm.
so it's gonna be cool playing that shit again. But I know now it's gonna be like 10 times bigger, and
Yeah.
than the old ones. I'm excited, dude. Even though it's like even nowhere close to being done. Like I thought it looked sick.
Yeah, I'm really
You know how
looking
like
forward
people
to
are
it.
like in the comments like this shit looks ass. Like it's like,
Shut the
bro,
fuck up.
it's not even near like alpha. Like it's not even near
I
alpha.
know, and it looks amazing despite that. Like it
You're like,
imagine,
I'm not playing GTA 6 this time.
bro,
Like,
imagine what the final product's going to look like if that was like the alpha and it looked like kind of like iffy and stuff. Like I was very impressed by alpha footage. Um yeah, it feels like even no matter how big budget and like corporate a GTA game gets, the vision stays intact of like the story and like what they're trying to do gameplay wise. Like
yeah.
they have it down. You know, whenever they make a game, I feel like they make the game. They don't do some cyberpunk shit where they like half-ass it or like skimp out on it, like in some sense. But
Not for sure. I feel like the only thing that can hold GTA back is just like how the world is today. You know what I mean? Like back in the day, GTA felt like a M-rated game,
right,
but now it's kind of like
standard. It's like PG-13. It kind of feels that way. Yeah,
it's like they're making a game for kids, and it's like it's no longer like M-rated really.
Mm-hmm.
It fucking sucks. Like in the story mode of GTA 3, like they'll say nigga like casually, right?
Right.
But I remember they redid that famous scene of Lamar being like nigga. You know what I'm talking
Really? What
about?
in
They
what?
redid it in a DLC for the GTA Online. They redid the scene, but this time he was like instead of saying nigga, he said Nigga. I was like, okay, that's so lame.
That's really weird.
Yeah. So if things like that happen, like it's really gonna like hold back the game.
Yeah. I don't know. Whenever they do creative stuff that like does push boundaries, I feel like they do make more trouble for themselves. I like when they do that. Like I like when there's like the Lindsay Lohan side mission and then she sues and I'm like, oh my god, you're like validating it now by suing them. It's like I don't know. GTA 5 still for me when I bought the game at 13 years old, I'm like, I can get my dick sucked in the car. So it still did that for me. Like it still worked in that sense. But you're right. Like it could, you know, but the standards for what an M-rated game are now have gone down because people get in trouble. The people who make the games get like, you know, canceled.
It's like it's an M-rated game, you know, like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That sucks. It's like I remember like being a kid, and when I saw M-rated, I was like, "Fuck, I can't play it."
Yeah. Did you have trouble buying GTA 5 when you were a kid?
Nah.
Really? I had a lot of trouble. Getting that game. I had to go through the classic story of the GameStop guy being like, "You should get your kid Saints Row instead of GTA. It's like a lot better." I'm like, "Shut the fuck up! I don't want to buy Saints Row." Number one, that game is a lot more like crude and like juvenile than GTA. But I don't know. A lot of people had to go through that where the GameStop guy would recommend Saints Row instead of GTA. So when I got it, it was like a very big deal. It was like, oh my god, I finally got it. And I hope GTA 6 whenever it comes out, I don't want to say hope. It will be good. It will deliver. Especially when I hear like the story stuff, like it's gonna be based off Bonnie and Clyde and da. Like all the GTA games are like based off of like movies and like prior stories and stuff. So it's always cool to see them like reinvent in their own kind of way. So I'm really glad that they seem to be sticking to that and like, you know, taking it further and stuff. Yeah, I need to finish Red Dead. I need to like sit down and play it one day. Yeah.
Red Dead's what a game.
What a game. What a game. I can't believe it was real. Like when I saw it trending, I'm like, oh, it's the internet doing what it does. I click on it, I'm like, huh? All these clips and all this shit. My
it's
gosh.
it's so surreal.
Yeah.
Like I would have never thought this would happen.
I kind of wish it didn't. Because like like it's like, okay, I see it. It's exactly as I expected it to be. I wish I could see it in a proper trailer and I could like get hyped like the proper way, you know?
Yeah, the whole mystique is gone. Kind
It
of
is.
like
Yeah, exactly.
it's
That's the best way of putting it.
It's like even the location. Like I remember there being so many speculation. Where is the next game going to be?
That's a big deal. It being
like 3 years before the game comes out.
They never reuse like places. Like that's insane that it's like back in Vice City. They always do like a new thing and stuff. Like if there was like a trailer like that came out and then like you see VCPD like on a car or something, people would lose their shit in like the theater.
Yeah, those are the things that like YouTubers make like 10-minute videos on. Like oh look, this cop car said VPD. That means blah, 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 and they fucking ramble for 9 minutes.
Right? Yeah.
I fucking hate
ramble for 9 minutes. Say it at the end of the video. It wasn't that substantial. Yeah.
Dude, I remember like before GTA 5 came out, one of the most hyped like things ever. Like this was one guy, this one YouTuber. I forgot what his name was, but he got pretty big. Like I was watching him when he was kind of like low key. But he blew up because of GTA, and he would just like gas everything. Like he would take the trailer, the initial GTA 5 trailer, and like break down anything he fucking could. Like he used to break down like the pedestrians. Like
yeah.
There's one part where like they do put like a house for sale. Like yo, he put a house for sale. That means we can buy property, buy a house. Like and he just make like an 8-minute video about just that.
Yeah,
I remember watching that kid like, let's go.
That's so funny. Yeah.
Okay, here's a station just for you.
Huh? What's that? The PlayStation?
Like my HomePod.
Oh, okay.
They say it's being broke forever. Stop.
Yeah, GTA. I gotta play GTA 4. That's the one everybody likes. I never played it.
That's the best one.
Yeah, I know.
The story is so sick.
Yeah, I need to get on that. They usually the GTA games are inspired by like movies. Like San Andreas' Menace to Society. Fucking GTA 5 is inspired by like some movies, and I haven't seen them yet. I want to watch them. And I don't know what GTA 4 is inspired off of. I got to find that out.
No, but I love that shit.
Yeah.
I love Nico. Nico's probably my favorite GTA character.
Really? That's so interesting. Have you played any games in the same vein as GTA that you like almost as much as GTA? Like open world, like shooty games?
Yeah, like... No. I don't really like Watch Dogs.
You don't really like Watch Dogs, or you only like Watch Dogs?
I don't like Watch Dogs.
Yeah, no one likes Watch Dogs.
I like Sleeping Dogs.
Yeah, Sleeping Dogs was cool. I fucked with Sleeping Dogs. Sick. Yeah, that game was awesome. That was like you can't really compare it to anything. The combat, I was gonna say Batman, but it's really not like Batman. It's really unique. Like it's Hong Kong. You didn't have guns, you know? And when you did grab a gun, it only had like 2 bullets. So like it kind of forced you to like fight. It was, oh man, that was a good game. I want to replay that game.
Yeah, I was watching a YouTube make a video about it like a month ago. I was like, damn, it still looks so much fun.
Yeah. It's one of those games.
They went out loud.
They did. All those like GTA clones, they were like, okay, what can we do to separate from the crowd? And they did separate from the crowd, and it was awesome. It was really fun.
Yeah. Shout out to them.
Yeah. My GTA clone is Mafia 2. That one is fucking awesome. Have you played Mafia 2?
I used to play the demo.
Oh, dude, it's really good.
I never had money to buy it. Yeah. But I mean, me and my cousin would just play the shit out of the demo.
Oh, really?
We found glitches to like glitch into like, because the demo you're stuck in this one spot.
Yeah.
We used to glitch the game and like glitch into like the city.
Right.
I was like, oh my god, it was so much
Yeah.
fun. Like,
It was
we
so
would like
much
play
fun.
the demo, then like restart, play it again, restart, play it again.
Yeah.
I always wanted to play, but I never.
It was a really smart game as like a GTA clone because it's like focused on the mafia and because it's so scaled back because it takes place in the past. Like it doesn't, you can't do as much as you can do in GTA in Mafia, but it doesn't matter because it's Mafia. It's not GTA. Like it's like the 1960s or whatever, and you have a fucking fedora. There aren't like motorcycles and shit. So there's only so much that you could do in that like setting, and it being limited didn't matter because there wasn't like a lot to do to begin with. So it felt really liberating, despite it not being as liberal as like GTA. It was a really smart game. And like, I remember you could rob stores in the game before GTA 5 came out. And I was like, as a kid, like before GTA 5 dropped, I was like, this is so cool. Cause I knew you couldn't do that in like GTA 4. And I was like, wow. And like the game never tells you that you can do it. It's just, you just find it out. Like, oh, it's so sick. It's so cool.
I know, because you can rob a gun store in the beta. I remember doing that shit.
Oh, really? Oh, shit.
Yeah,
Nice.
as a kid, I was like, fuck, dude, this is sick.
Yeah.
I wish I played that.
You should. It's, it's short. It's sweet. It's probably really cheap if you wanted to get it now. Yeah. They remastered it recently. Do you remember like shooting people in that game? They would like fly back. Like I remember like if you shot someone with a shotgun, they would like fucking like boom, like they would do like a somersault. Like whoa, like oh my god, it was so fun. And the shooting the Tommy gun felt so different than like any gun in like any other game. It was so good. I'm gonna replay that game when I get the chance. It was really great.
That game's sick.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's coming from a guy who only played the beta too.
Did you ever play Saints Row?
Nah, I never was a fan.
Yeah, it's very different type of game, very different type of tone. Did you ever play Assassin's Creed?
Yeah.
Yeah? Which ones?
I love the latest one I played was the Assassin's Creed Origins, the one in Egypt. That one's actually sick.
Okay.
But my favorite one is Assassin's Creed 3.
Oh wow, that's not people's usual answer when you ask them that. That's cool.
Yeah, everyone likes Black Flag.
Really? People usually say 2, or
Yeah, they say 2 Brotherhood. The Ezio ones, but I was too young.
Yeah, I feel you. The first one that I like decided to play by myself was 3 because it's like it's set in Boston. I live in Boston. And I played it after Batman, and I just felt like it was a weird, clunky, like not refined version of Batman. And maybe if I revisited, I'd have a different perspective because it was very weird, like the gameplay. It's like they never wanted you to fight, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like I was like frustrated, and the stealth, like sometimes you'd climb up a wall that you didn't want to climb up, and it was just like really imprecise and frustrating in like those minute kind of ways. So I never beat 3, but I feel like now I'd enjoy like those type of games more.
Yeah, I really like 3.
Yeah. It sucks that like Ubisoft is like the laughing stock of like the gaming community. Like they put NFTs in their game and shit, so it's hard for me to like hop back into anything they make because I'm just like, is there gonna be NFTs in Assassin's Creed? Am I gonna unlock a little fucking Funko Pop of Ezio or something? Yeah, they're making. I brought it. Say again.
I was gonna say real quick. Talking about Assassin's Creed, they just put like, they just put Altair and Ezio's costume in PUBG.
Oh really? Oh, that's sick. Yeah. Okay, cool.
But no one uses it because it's like bright white.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, they put it in like Smash, but it's not like a character. Like for people that they don't make characters, like they put them as like Mii costumes, so you can like dress up as them and like cosplay in Smash, and it's pretty cool. I like when you get to do that. Yeah. The reason why I brought up Assassin's Creed is because they finally announced that they're doing like Assassin's Creed Japan, like not for the next one, but for the one after the next one. Finally. Like, come on. Why didn't they do it before? I feel like Ghost of Tsushima like kind of already filled that hole for a lot of people though.
Definitely.
Yeah. Like,
now they got a lot of like. Now they gotta like
try. Yeah.
Ghost of Tsushima was really, really good. So now they have to go hard.
I know. Yeah. Speaking of Ghost of Tsushima and like Assassin's Creed, did you see any of the other like PlayStation announcements? Because there was like there's like a bunch of new samurai things. There's like a Rise of the Ronin. I don't even know, but like if you look up the trailer, it's like an open world like samurai game. It's confusing. There's too many like it, so it's hard for me to like pinpoint like what sets it apart, because there was just like a trailer of like a samurai guy running around, but it looks more action focused than like, well, Ghost of Tsushima is action focused, but it's, you know, in the trailer they showed fighting more than they showed niggas talking, so it seems like it's going to be one of those type of games. But there's too many games. There's a lot of shit coming out. A lot of stuff. Oh, Breath of the Wild 2. That's the one. That's the important thing. Did you see that? Oh, you didn't. Did you know that the trailer came out? Okay. Well, they announced the release date. It was like May 20. Hold on. let me look this up. Breath of the Wild 2 release date. They fucking confirmed it and I can't find it. Yeah, May 2023.
That's cool. I bet a lot of people hyped for that.
Yeah, a lot of people are hyped for it.
I'm gonna have to beat it. I have to beat the first one.
Mm-hmm. I never beat the first one either. I want to. Everybody that has beat it has been like, it's so good. But yeah, I don't know. We can get into the TV shows now. I don't know if there's anything else. Say again?
The Queen died.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. I wrote down like all the anime and video game stuff, and I forgot that like kind of important shit happened. Like, the Queen died. What was the funniest meme that you saw?
I thought Kobe crossing her up.
Oh, that's pretty funny. I like that one a lot. That implies that she's in heaven though. So that's really funny.
The thing is with the Queen is like I never really realized.
That's the fun, because like, bro, if you just isolate that clip, like what's Manny's opinion on the Queen of England? Like, I'm so go ahead, say it.
No, that's actually kind of funny. Like that, just clip that part out.
Yeah.
The thing is that I thought like I always knew this Queen.
Yeah.
But when she died, it actually hit me like, oh shit, there's like actually like a Queen of England. Like,
yeah.
There's actually a family, right?
Yeah, me too. It was so weird.
Like, hit me.
I always kind of thought of her as like
the king now, this King Charles.
Bro, I felt the same way. It always kind of hit me as like, oh, I guess she's just like a president, but they just call her a queen. But if she's like annoying, they'll probably like kick her out, right? And I guess niggas were just like, hey, she's finally dead, bro. Like, yeah.
And it's funny because like I looked into like what they do, because I knew they didn't do anything political. Because they got like prime ministers and shit for that type of stuff, right?
Right.
I just want to see what they do, and they just do like charity work. And I was just like looking at like the family tree, and it's crazy how like that family is like intact. You know what I mean?
How so?
After all these, like it's crazy how this family's still like alive after all these years. Like
have they always been the monarchs? Is that? Because
I think so.
Okay, if that's the case, then that's why they're alive. Because they're like, we need to keep the bloodline. Fuck, do what you gotta do.
I know, but it's so like crazy how they last so long. Like they lasted so long.
Yeah,
and it's like
that's how it is.
What if they died from Black Plague? Like now what?
All of them?
Yeah, imagine they just got wiped out. Someone just take up like, nigga, I'm the king now.
Like, what if someone like assassinates like them or something? Like, before they make a baby. I wonder. I don't know. To be honest, Manny, I know this sounds like cyberpunk as fuck, but they probably hide their semen in like a fridge so that their offspring. Like why wouldn't they? You know. I feel like they prioritize that the males like fuck like a girl like quick, so that they can get their babies going. I'm watching. I'm not like watching it anymore because I got kind of bored. But like Game of Thrones, like the new Game of Thrones show came out, and it's very much like that, where it's like I am a king and I need to figure out who's next in line. And you know, watching that show, I'm just like, yeah, I guess this is just what the queen is like. It's weird that this is a thing that exists.
It's so insane, like you're the king of England.
Yeah.
That's a title that you have.
Yeah. You sit on a chair and you call yourself a king, like a video game.
The people actually say like Your Majesty and shit like that.
Yeah.
Really insane.
I know. In modern times, like what does that mean? Nothing.
Back in the day, being a king was like everything. Like back in the day, people would like fucking snake their own boys to become king.
Yeah.
Now it's just kind of
no. Well, maybe it is a big deal, and maybe you can do shit like that, but it's just.
I feel like
hidden, you know.
I feel like she had a lot of power. I feel like she's like part of some like Illuminati thing.
Illuminati, like that might be a stretch, but
like
she
Illuminati
was doing. Yeah, she was doing something. If you have that much power, you're doing something that you don't want people to know.
Yeah, you're like running the world somehow.
Yeah. It was really like when I first saw it, I'm like, oh, that's sad. Queen died, and everyone's like, hey, it's why I just try not to associate with these things because I never know what's going on. I'm like, since when did we not like her? I didn't know that.
I know, right? I was Twitter and like, like Black Twitter was going crazy. I'm like, what did she do? Like to like off about this celebration, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's so frustrating because like everybody like their woke meter like turns on and I'm like, dude, how come no one told me? You guys know I'm not political. You got to tell me what opinion I should have so that I can hop on the bandwagon too, guys.
And it's funny, like I'm scrolling on Twitter. I'm trying to find like why we don't like her.
Yeah.
And I just don't find anything.
It was like unanimous. Yeah, and then I scroll in the reply. Whenever I don't know something, I always like to scroll in the replies because I know there are niggas like me who are like, can someone give me the context as to why we don't like this person? No one did that for the queen. I'm like, bro, am I like that out of the loop? I know. Yeah. Usually when there's a bad person in society, there's at least a movie explaining why they're bad. Like Kim Jong-un or like something like that. But there's no movie on the queen. So like, the fuck? Do you know about like Princess Diana? Like, bro,
I was just finding out all about her because of this.
Yeah. Like, there's a recent movie like last year during the Will Smith Oscar with Kristen Stewart where she plays Princess Diana, and people said it was really good. And I want to watch that. I might recommend it for like the next episode. She sounds cool. Like I saw a clip and I'm like, she sounds like a badass.
She's hot too.
Yeah, she's hot. But like the fucking clip that I saw was like, oh, she was such an anime protagonist. Like it was so sick.
She was really one of those.
Yeah.
She was like one of the most famous. She was like the most famous person alive at that time.
Yeah, there was like I saw a YouTube video the other day of someone being like, did you know there was a Princess Diana anime? And I'm like, who the fuck is Princess Diana? So I guess she was like really famous. I want to do research. I want to watch the movie. It seems like it will be good.
Yeah, she like ran the fashion world and was just like,
oh, did she?
Just super charitable.
Man.
And she was hot.
Dude, she was the Jonathan Joestar. Literally, like, oh, fuck. I love shit like that. I love, like, famous people that are, like, wholehearted. Like, that's my favorite archetype. Like, I am rich, but I'm super good. Like I'm a great person. Like
I don't know, Ali. You don't know what's on behind doors.
Of course I don't, but I can
keep being Illuminati-esque.
I know. Maybe Princess Diana was part of the Illuminati too, but based on how the internet is pretending like she was awesome, I'm just gonna listen to what they say. Yeah.
I seen a video of her like meeting Michael Jackson, and like Michael Jackson his getup. His like concert getup.
Yeah.
And then they're just talking.
That's really cool. Was she alive when? Well, if she's met Michael Jackson, then she met Michael Jordan, I assume. Maybe she never met him. But I love clips of like people meeting Michael Jordan, because like super big celebrities are like, Michael, I love you, Michael. Like Michael, yeah.
He's different.
Yeah, I know.
He's on another level.
I know.
Yeah, that's like. Yeah.
He is a celebrity amongst celebrities, which is insane. I think that's so cool.
People say he's like one of the best athletes like in any sport, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Plus he got his hands in so many things, like just the Jordan brand.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know if I was just watching an NFL game, but they have Jordan shoes as cleats, right? I don't know if you've seen them, but like Jordan 1s, they have the same Jordan 1s, but put some studs on it and not cleats.
Oh wow! Like Jordan shoes in a football game is what you're saying. That's insane.
No, they wear them as cleats.
Wow.
Not only that, is that one of the biggest soccer teams in the world they wear the Jordan brand. So
yeah,
this is one basketball guy is like in soccer and in football.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's like, who else is like that? I know Michael Jackson was, but
who else is like
that out there
in terms of having their hand in like everything financially?
No, like uber famous, like
I don't really
it's like Messi. I know people like would see him like that, but
I really don't think there's that many people like that.
There's not. You don't have someone like that.
I think it's Jackson, Jordan, and that's it. And Princess Diana. Like, who else? No one cares about anybody else, you know?
I can name people like from back then, but I'm trying to think like modern.
Now that type of celebrity doesn't exist. Like, no one will like
venerate
like anybody to that extent, you know? That like the era of Michael Jordans and people like hyping up someone like that exists no longer. Not in this culture where people get canceled. People, it's not even about like cancel culture. It's about like people don't like people as much as they used to like people. Like in general.
Yeah. I would agree.
It's really sad. I liked, even though celebrities were like bad back then, and it's good that we're noticing that they're bad, I liked when we just appreciated them more. It was more fun back then. Now it's kind of like every time I watch a movie, I have to be like, is Tom Holland really doing normal stuff off the Spider-Man costume? Like it's so annoying that I have to have that thought in the back of my head all the time. It's not fun.
I guess the closest person to that is Ronaldo, the soccer player. He's the most followed person in the world. So.
By what metric? Like on all platforms?
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Some people are popular outside of America. Yeah.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting that there are people outside of America. Yeah.
I guess like I don't know, Putin.
Maybe. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like over here, no, but like over there, yeah, sure. Yeah.
Would you say Elon Musk?
Elon Musk in terms of what was the initial like statement? Like Elon Musk in terms of like a celebrity among celebrities? People don't like him.
Yeah. I know, but like still.
I need to remember what your initial like statement was. Like
like a celebrity amongst celebrities. Like a celebrity would see Elon and be like, "Oh shit, it's Elon."
Not
I don't
anymore.
think so.
Not anymore. I think people see him as like a dumbass now, because there were a lot of like big things that he said he was gonna do, and then he didn't do them. So now he just kind of seems like a normal guy. But
yeah, the world doesn't have like the Beatles, Prince, Jackson, Jordans.
Yeah, I'm so mad I missed out. Like when I realized like Michael Jackson died, I was like, okay, I should have cared more. Like I should have.
Yeah, that is an event for sure.
I know. I remember when it happened. Do you remember where you were when Michael Jackson died?
I remember I was on a highway and just listening to the radio and it was talking about it.
Oh wow, really? I was in my mom's car in the back seat, and we were at like Walmart, and I remember my mom was on the phone talking about Michael Jackson being dead, and she was like, "What? What do you mean Michael Jackson is dead?" I was like, "Oh fuck!" And she was like, "Allie, Michael Jackson died." I'm like, "How old was he?" He was like 30 something. How old was he?
I think he was like 55. I think.
Okay, he was like 55, and then I kind of was like, "Oh, I guess you can die of old age at 55. That's interesting." So I didn't really care, but when I heard that it was like an unfortunate accident, I'm like, Michael, how can you be so?
When he died, I was like, damn, like famous people die.
Dude, I had that reaction too. I'm like, if Michael can die from something so stupid, how come like Magic Johnson can survive AIDS? Like, come on. Like, you don't have a doctor like next to you at all times. Like, that's what I thought when I was a kid. I'm like, how do you die over something like so trivial? But I guess famous people can die because famous people aren't gods. I thought they were.
I do. But Michael Jackson looked like a fucking man. He looks so weird.
Yeah, he looks like a zombie. Like, he really does.
He looks like scary.
Yeah, he is scary.
If I walked outside and saw him, I would get scared.
Mm-hmm. I would not be like Michael Jackson. I'd be like, oh, Michael Jackson.
I'll be running away.
Yeah. He is a creepy looking dude, but then he does his little dance, and you're like, hey. Oh man, I love his music.
I know he's so talented.
Mm-hmm.
His second album, the Thriller one.
Yeah. Banger.
Yeah, it's like no misses.
I know.
My favorite song is Pretty Young Thing.
Yeah, Pretty Young. Yeah, it's hard to listen to it now given all the other stuff, but it's still good.
Yeah, it had to be something.
I know. But man,
and he's not black anymore.
Say again?
And he's not black anymore. He was too famous, so they turned him white. That's my conspiracy.
That's your conspiracy? Yeah.
They're like, this guy has too much power.
What about Michael Jordan? Is he white?
Well, he's too good at basketball.
Yeah. Man.
But I feel like Michael Jackson was on a different level than
Michael Jordan.
He was like the next level.
Yeah, he was.
Because like kids in Africa would like, oh, Michael Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They don't know Michael Jordan.
Yeah,
they probably do now. But
Michael Jackson was like Superman, bro. Literally, everyone knew him. It was insane. It was so weird. Oh my god, I loved all the like cross media that he did because like he was so rarely. I love when they do like a movie and like the famous person's like in the movie, like Space Jam. I love Space Jam because like they play off of like Michael Jordan's like popularity, and it's like it's such a smart movie like about Michael Jordan and like who he is and like kind of playing into like what everybody thinks of him. And Michael Jackson kind of never had that, so whenever he did something, I was like, holy shit. Like if he had like a video game, I'm like, this is a Michael Jackson video game or something like that. I remember I would listen to Michael Jackson and play Kingdom Hearts, and I'd be like, oh, I wish Michael Jackson was in Kingdom Hearts. Oh man, I vividly remember on my way. Have you seen This Is It? Like the movie that was like a documentary on the tour that he was about to do. I fucking loved that movie when I saw it. Like, I remember I drove there and I was playing Kingdom Hearts on my DS, and then I watched the movie, and then I drove back and I was playing Kingdom Hearts on my DS. And I remember like it was like the one time where my mom and my dad were like, "Yo, how was the movie?" Like, because they didn't see it with me. And it was really weird how interested they were because they love Michael Jackson. They were like, "Was it great?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it was." Like I was like a 10-year-old, and they're like, "Fuck, we gotta go see it, honey." It was awesome. I miss those times, bro.
Yeah, I miss watching like Disney Channel and Nickelodeon.
Yeah, the magic's gone now.
Like, they would do like the whole like the Halloween, the Thanksgiving, and the epic Christmas like build up.
Yeah, 25 Days of Christmas on ABC Family. They would like play like a different like movie like every day. That was the shit. What was your favorite like Disney Channel movie? A lot of people fucked with Halloween Town. I never saw Halloween Town.
I don't even remember Disney movies. I remember the Nickelodeon movies. Like, I remember there was a Billy and Mandy like Christmas evil, like the evil Santa one.
Oh, interesting.
That one was fucking insane.
I've never seen that one. That sounds cool.
But I used to come home, turn that shit on, and it would be like every commercial was Christmas. Like fucking Disney Channel used to do like Fall Holidays, and it'd be like, oh, it's a bird fucking Christmas, and it'd be like the next one Christmas.
Yeah. It
was so epic.
I know. It's not the same.
Those days, man.
I can't believe kids grow up. Say again?
Like the scary movies, Goosebumps, and
dude, I loved Goosebumps, bro.
Goosebumps used to scare the shit out of me.
Yeah. There was like
one with the dude. One I remember like so distinctively is like they met this guy in the woods, and then like they like took a picture, and like he wasn't in the picture.
Oh shit!
And that's like kind of what the episode was about, and I used to have nightmares about that shit.
As a kid, there was a lot of media whenever it like delved into horror, like, and it was geared towards kids. It would always like be explicitly like, hey, this wasn't real, or like there was no supernatural elements like that was at play. Like you'd see it in like Zack and Cody, or you'd see it in like you know, Shake It Up, or like they would have it in like one of the live action Disney shows, even some of the animated ones like Phineas and Ferb, and they'd like really like drive home, hey, this is not actually happening. Like someone's in a costume or some shit. And Goosebumps was like the outlier when it came to the books and when it came to the show of being like, no, like all this is real. Like this evil like puppet that killed a child, he killed the fucking child. Like, and I loved that. I was like, that's so edgy and cool. Like, I wish more media was like that.
Yeah, Goosebumps was great.
Yeah, Goosebumps was awesome.
I miss those days.
I miss those days.
After that, man, TV was so good.
Yeah. And then it just stopped. They stopped TV. It was really weird. Like it wasn't even like when streaming like became popular. Like there was just a time where like TV just slowed down. Like I guess kids got older. I didn't get fucking older. I was still on that shit. Yeah, it's really weird.
After that, I remember after like that era, I used to come home from school and just watch Seinfeld.
Yeah.
I used to have a blast watching that as well.
Yeah.
Damn.
Good times, bro. Did you ever watch Ben 10?
No, not really.
Oh,
I didn't really like that shit.
You didn't like that shit? Oh, okay. Did you like any of the anime-esque like shows on like any network that weren't like, particularly anime?
No, everyone liked Avatar, Samurai Jack.
Yeah. Did you see the final season?
No.
Okay.
I would need to rewatch the entire show for me to like.
Yeah.
Really good though.
Samurai Jack is amazing. That final season had like some of the best episodes of TV I've ever seen. Like, oh my god. I remember watching that shit when he dropped, and I was like, I can't believe this is happening. Like that was one of the very first like we're kind of in an era where like nostalgia like is winning, and like bringing back old shit is like kind of like a hot thing to do. But that was like back when it was like novel, and it was like they're never gonna bring back Samurai Jack, and it was like, hey guys, we're bringing it back, and I was like, oh my god. I remember being in high school like watching the trailer like on YouTube like over and over in the hallways, like every second I could, rewinding that shit. The music was so sick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So many good ones.
Good times.
They were good times. But
yeah, I remember watching like How I Met Your Mother the first time.
Really?
That show's so good.
That's
I rewatched that show like 3 times, and it's like 8 seasons.
Wow. That's so much. Man.
It's so good, Ollie. It's so good.
Man.
They're like, oh my god, those shows where you like fucking root for the character. Like,
I gotta give it another try. I never like sat down and watched it, but every time it came on, I was like, I don't understand these character dynamics, and I just like would switch the channel like immediately. It felt like I was out of the loop. It felt like I missed like an episode or something.
You're literally not in the group.
Yeah. But is there anything that you've been watching like outside of anything that you've been playing or watching that's worth mentioning before we get into the big stuff?
No.
Nah. I watched a lot of stuff, but I don't know if I want to. I feel like I would just want to get into the stuff. I just wrote them all down. I've been watching a bunch of Lupin movies. I watched a couple movies. Pink Flamingos, The Tale of Zatoichi, Office Space. I know you don't like know any of those, but I don't know, for anybody listening, I watched those 3 movies. And I also started watching King of the Hill, like the animated show. And I went and I saw a movie called Office Space, and the movie Office Space was like extremely funny. Have you seen that scene of like, have you seen that scene from Family Guy where Stewie and Brian are like beating up like a record, and like they're playing like this like gangster music, like, and it's like in slow motion. It's really hard to explain, but like I don't know, it was like an iconic scene from Family Guy that like stuck in my mind. And it's a reference to like another movie where like a bunch of white guys in like suits and there's like nigga music in the background, and they're like beating up a printer. And I was like, I wonder what the context of this is. And Office Space is that movie. And the person who created Office Space created King of the Hill. And I was like, this movie was really funny. And as a kid, I thought King of the Hill was boring and like weird. And I watched it again, and it's hilarious. Like, I understand like what they're going for. It's really reserved and really held back, and it's not like over the top like Family Guy. But you care for the characters like more as a result. So any emotional moment is like way better than like anything in like Family Guy or like American Dad, because it does kind of take itself like a lot more seriously. And any moment that is kind of over the top is fucking hilarious. Like, and the jokes are just smarter. Like, some of the jokes are hilarious in like in King of the Hill, and the characters are like so funny. Yeah, it's really good. I'd recommend it.
Yeah, that show's definitely not meant for children.
Yeah,
You just wouldn't get it.
Yeah, when literally like
fucking beers, I'm like, where's the funny?
Yeah, I know. As a kid, like Family Guy was the funny, but now I love King of the Hill. I'm gonna watch more of it. I was having a great time. But besides that, I watched a movie called A Fistful of Dollars. That's the one that we were gonna see, and then like I had to kind of change my plans. But I did end up like seeing it myself, and it's the best superhero movie ever. It's not a superhero movie. It's a cowboy movie, but it might as well be a superhero movie because it's got all the same things that make superhero movies appealing, but it's with a cowboy, and it's fucking awesome. It's a classic. It's Clint Eastwood when he's like really young, and it's like what made Clint Eastwood like who he is today. And I'm so happy I watched it. I understand why it's so foundational. It's cool. It's really, really, really fucking cool. We have to watch it at some point. Have you heard of The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly?
Mm-hmm.
The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. I think it's in like the top 10 on IMDb, like top 10 movies. Mm-hmm. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly is a part of a trilogy, and A Fistful of Dollars, the movie that I saw, is the first movie in this trilogy. So it's A Fistful of Dollars, A Few More Dollars, and then The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. And the only relation they have to each other is that it's the main character is like, it's the same guy, but like the rest is like different. And it's basically like Samurai Jack, like a really badass cowboy that's like really skilled, like just walks around and like goes on like different journeys. It's kind of like that episode of Star Wars Visions, like the Ronin guy. Like imagine that, but like in full movie form, and if it was cowboys instead of samurai. So people say The Good and the Bad and the Ugly is better than A Fistful of Dollars, and A Fistful of Dollars is a 9 out of 10. So I'm really excited. Like, I'm really looking forward to it.
The Good and the Bad and the Ugly is like 4 hours long.
Is it? Oh wow, I didn't even know.
Yeah.
It's
not what 3. I think it's 4.
It doesn't. If it's anywhere near the quality of the first one, I feel like I could sit through that. So that's interesting. I'm excited. I like to see ballsy things like that. 4-hour movies.
It's 3 hours. 3 hours.
3 hours. Gotcha.
Yeah, that's not that bad.
Yeah. Well, I think I mentioned all of the video game, newsy, anime shit. The last thing I didn't really want to talk about it, but if you have anything to say, you can say anything you want to say. Did you see the Drake Anthony Fantano thing?
Yeah.
Do you have anything to say?
Nah, I think Drake's goofy for that.
Yeah, he is. He's such a loser. Like I'm really, I hate to say it, but that's such a lame move on Drake's part.
That's bad on him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's, say what you want about Anthony, but he got his ass. Like he fucking got him. Like Anthony, like he is a very thoughtful person in the sense that he's not like an asshole, but he knows how to like playfully like beef. Like if he ever is in beef, he never goes as far as to be like rude or a dick about it, but he'll play around with your feelings if you're being stupid or if you're being like overly aggressive. And Anthony fucking played with him, bro. Like it's, oh my god, it's so embarrassing.
Yeah, I don't know why.
He's a YouTuber, nigga. He is a YouTuber. He has like 2 million subs, and you are Drake. You are Drizzy. Like, and you responded to him. You're validating him, man. Oh my god.
I don't know.
Anthony is, if people didn't respond to Anthony, if rappers and celebrities did not respond to the things that he said, then he would just be another fucking YouTuber. But because people respond to him, it elevates his like stature, and it kind of makes him seem more important than he actually is. And he knows that he's not very important, and he's humble about it. He doesn't let it get to his head, and that's why he never like gets. That's why he's usually not on the wrong end of things in shit like this. So it's fucking embarrassing. I can't believe Drake did that. What a loser.
Yeah, embarrassing.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you this a while ago, but so I don't know if I did, but my favorite rapper is Joey Badass.
Yes,
and Joey Badass dropped an album this year.
Oh,
and Anthony did a video on it, and he did the video, and then they actually FaceTime called each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Joey Badass said, "You listened to my album and you cried. How can you give it a 7?" And I was thinking about it. I was like, I was gonna ask you this about music or movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you think a movie or album can make you cry and not be like a 9, 10 type of?
I cried for the first time in like 10 years at like a movie I saw very recently, and it was like an 8.
An 8 on your scale is good though. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I like
And a 7 on Anthony's scale is also good.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know though.
See it from this perspective, man.
I only cried twice.
Okay.
For anything.
Mm-hmm.
Music has never made me cry.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I feel like if music got me to cry, I feel like that would have to be like the best piece of music ever.
Music can make me cry in the context of like a movie, but I've never cried like sitting down, like listening to like an album.
Yeah, me neither. But I cried to Steins Gate. I forgot what else I cried to. But I remember I cried to Steins Gate.
I almost cried in Attack on Titan. Attack on Titan had me in tears, bro.
I think I damn near almost cried in Cowboy Bebop, but
there are things that make me water up. Like there are things that get me emotional, and I almost cried like watching like Cyberpunk. But having something make you cry and deriving a strong reaction from it doesn't inherently make it one of the best pieces of media ever, and it doesn't necessarily make it at the top of your scale.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think I don't know. I'm like, it's different for me. Mm-hmm. Like if someone can make me cry, then it like has to be that good. Mm-hmm. So I never cried to anything. Like cry, like you're crying. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like like mm-hmm. That's that cry like that. I feel like if something's really like mid and you cry, then it's like, mm-hmm. or like not even like slightly above mid or average. I don't think like that would make someone cry unless you're like really emotional. You know what I mean? Mm. But for me, speaking for me myself, like if someone can make me like cry, it like has to be like incredible.
I know what you mean. I see where you're coming from. I think that it's really hard for me to kind of put this into words. I think that sometimes I don't feel this way all the time. I want to kind of have this perspective like across the board. Mm-hmm. All art, like literally every piece of art, I'm not successful in this. Most of the time I'm not successful, but I try to approach it not from the side of like a 22-year-old YouTube critic cynic, where if it's lower than a 7, I don't give a fuck about it, kind of. I try to approach it from the perspective of like a open-minded 10-year-old that can be susceptible to any emotion that like anything is trying to kind of tap you with. So a 7 out of 10 show, or like even a 6 out of 10 show, if it's trying to get you to cry, or if it's trying to get you to be angry and it's succeeding at that, it does make you cry, and it does like elicit the reaction that it's trying to elicit out of you. Even if it means a lot to you, I think now, like with both of those things kind of overlapping, like the 22-year-old cynic and the 10-year-old kid kind of overlapping each other, I think that it's this balance of like trying to acknowledge that when I love something and when I connect with it, I acknowledge that there are things that I like more than it for XYZ purposes. So like you're saying, why did Anthony give Joey Badass's thing a 7? It's because Anthony has experienced things that are stronger than Joey Badass's album. He's experienced 8s, 9s, and 10s that to him like are much more worthy of like a higher like number rating. And like I've watched shows and movies that I love and like I had a really strong reaction to that have warranted stronger that other things have like warranted a stronger rating of like above that, you know? So I think that's the best way that I can explain it. I think if I don't know what Anthony said in response to Joey Badass, but I really do feel like he would say that. Something along those lines.
Yeah. It was just, I don't know, for me, I guess, I don't know. I don't cry.
That's why I give like Cowboy Bebop the movie like a 7. You know, like it's an amazing movie, but there are things that I think are more amazing. You know, and even then, like when I give something a 5, I always try to hop on here and acknowledge like what I like about it and what I appreciate. Like I love Wicked City, despite its flaws. The things I love about it, I love. Like I don't react to it kind of as like mid. Like, you know, I don't treat the entire thing like that. Like the things that I like, I do like, and I latch on to those things. But I have to kind of, if I'm being objective, right, I have to kind of see it from that point of view. If I rated things based on how I felt, if I rate things based on whether I cry or not, then I would give too many things a 10, and then it would lose its value. Seriously, that's kind of how like that. That's how it is for a lot of people. That's what a lot of people do, you know. So I think, like I've said this before, and I think Anthony feels the same way. He tries to rate things as objective as his subjective brain can possibly do it, you know? So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I just brought that up because, I don't know, I never cried to Show's music. Like, if Show gets me to cry, then it has to be, like, the best.
Right.
That's how I see it.
Mm-hmm. I feel you. Yeah. Sometimes, like with the movie that I cried at, it wasn't like the best movie ever made or anything. It was just like, it just really hit me because I was in a certain type of mood. It was a certain type of thing that it was talking about. And it just like was right time, right place, right thing. And if I were to apply that to like the world at large and like all other art, I don't know if I would equate it with like everything else. It's tough. It's tough. Like even saying it now, it's hard for me to kind of articulate it. I don't know. It's the never-ending question. We should watch Ratatouille. They talk about it in that. There's a lot of like critic movies that I gotta recommend. The movie I'm gonna recommend the movie I cried at one day. I'll show it to you one day. I was like crying the whole time. Like it was like for like an hour. I was like, what? It was insane. It felt so good. But yeah, yeah. And I watched like a new 10 out of 10 movie recently that I'm gonna keep to myself. I don't think I'm gonna recommend it on the next episode. I don't even know if I will. But I watched a movie that I do now consider one of my favorite movies. And I'll probably recommend it or talk about it in some facet like one day. But not now. I need to kind of let it marinate because if I talk about it now, I won't be able to like articulate like how I feel. So I almost cried during that. Too. Yeah. Sometimes I don't cry because I just have like repressed emotions. Not because like the movie, not because like to any detriment of the movie. Sometimes it's just me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You cry often to things like that, movies, shows?
No, because it's me. Because like I have things that hold me back from crying, even if like I am being impacted. I'm like, I can't really explain it, but there's like a part of me that like won't cry at things because of things that hold me back from like having my emotions out on the table. You know, remember what you were saying about like, you know, I am never going to cry in front of a bitch again. Like I kind of have that. It's kind of like that for me. Like crying has fucked me over in the past, and being honest about how I feel has put me in really embarrassing situations. So I can't do that. So yeah. So like only if it like really cuts deep am I like, yeah, in terms of recent times, Cyberpunk, like that brought me like close to tears. Devilman, Lupin the Third, this most recent movie I watched. Yeah. So with that said, you want to get into Cyberpunk? You want to talk about the Cyberpunk anime? Did you watch it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we can talk about that. What did you think of Cyberpunk Edgerunners? I fucking loved it. I thought it was great.
I thought it was good. I went into it with low expectations.
Me too. I didn't think it was going to be anything special.
Yeah, me neither. Mm-hmm. I think the first episode like kind of sold it for me.
Yeah, me too.
I was like, yeah, this, like, as in like when I saw the first episode, I was like, oh, okay, this is gonna be like mid. And it was, I don't know, because I saw his mom. I was like, she's gonna die. I called it, and I didn't think she was gonna die that episode.
You saw his mom?
Like that during that first episode, like the scene before she died, I was like, right. She's gonna die. She's having this heart to heart. Mm-hmm. But I didn't think she was gonna die right there. But
yeah, I
kind of just predicted that. But I was like, okay, this is gonna be like a mid show. But it actually, it was actually really good.
Yeah,
I really like the crew.
Yeah, me too.
That intro crew.
They were all like really fun and charismatic, and their bonds with each other was awesome. I loved. Because of the movie that I gave a 10 that I like watched that I really liked, it genuinely like changed the way my brain worked. And it's funny that you asked that question about like the 7 out of 10 thing. I was so much more willing to appreciate whatever quality this was. Like if it was a 6, like I was genuinely like still capable of like crying, like if it had like a sad part. Like that's how like my brain was in that moment. So anything this movie did, I would like this show did, I ate it up. I was like, yes, like at every part. So I was fucking with it like the whole time. Even when it was quote unquote like mid or whatever. It was awesome for me. Yeah, but keep going.
Yeah, the crew. I like I think like episode 3, 4 when they're just showing like him like training and stuff.
Yeah.
And he was just talking to all the members and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was cool. I really liked that initial group, and like seeing them go out. It sucked.
Yeah,
but
this fits in the pantheon of our like ghetto like saga that we have. Like we're like Lahane, Akira, like like that shit. It's the same thing. It's the same like thing, and it's like I think this is a more fleshed out version. I know it's not the exact same kind of movie, but it to me it's a more fleshed out version of Promare. It's like what Promare wanted to be. It has like a crew. There's a big muscle guy. There's a lolly girl. There's a love interest, and it's a bunch of like people fighting the upper crust, like trying to rise above like the people that like push them down in society. And I just my least favorite thing about Promare is that it's a movie and that it doesn't have like the time that it clearly wants to have with like this cast and this world. And Cyberpunk just gets to do that even with just 10 episodes.
Yeah.
I loved all the characters, even the ones that like died really early. Like I love the what's his name? The long finger guy. I don't remember his fucking name, but it was cool like how he connected with the kid like right before he died. Like I thought that was so cool. I really fucked with that.
Yeah, his death was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Studio Trigger did a great job.
Yeah, Hiroyuki Imaishi.
Mm-hmm. They did the thing. The show is great.
It looks like Cyberpunk. It looks like the game. Yeah. It looks exactly like the game.
Yeah, the character designs are on point.
They are on point. I love everyone's designs.
Yeah, it makes you want to go play the game.
Yeah, that was one of the first things I wanted to ask you. Like, did you want to play the game?
Yeah, I do. I never played. There's all the stuff going on.
Right.
But
yeah,
I know all that stuff.
I think it's fixed now. Yeah.
Yeah. Might have to check it out.
I might check it out. As much as I love this show, I don't know. Number one, I don't have time, so I'm not going to play it. But I do have an inclination to play it. But if I know myself, just based on this show, I don't know if the world of Night City is like dense enough to be something that I'd want to spend 100 hours in, like narratively, like conceptually, like okay, there's the corpos and there's the scavengers and there's like the normal people, but what else is there to this world? I feel like The Witcher is like a cool and deeper, more like nuanced like setting with like cooler things happening than Night City. So like when I wanted to like dive into a world and I wanted to dive into Night City, and then I was like, but what if I played The Witcher? That's like immediately what I thought. So that's kind of my takeaway. I was like, I want to play The Witcher now. But yeah, now that Cyberpunk works and I have like a Xbox like Series X, I kind of want to see how it would be, at least like the main story and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah. I wanted to ask you if you played, if anything the characters did in the show is like similar to the games, like the whole like stealing chips and shit.
Oh, I know that the slow motion thing is like in the game, like that's directly taken from the game. And there's like a part at the end where he like, you know, when he's in his giant mech and he like he grabbed like all the guns and they're like auto aiming. Like that's also something that like happens in the game. Yeah. There are characters
I don't like stuff like that, but like the shit they were doing, like the missions they're going on.
Oh, I don't think that was in the game. I don't know. Maybe it is. Yeah. Maybe it is. I mean, that's like a RPG thing to like walk up behind someone and pickpocket them. That happens in like Skyrim and Fallout. So probably it's probably like, you know, teabag. You see if that little line is like, if the eye pops up in like the center of the screen, the Skyrim thing, the reticle. Yeah.
It's funny, like Assassin's Creed, like you just go up there and like,
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, Cyberpunk. Yeah, it made me want to play the game. I love the character designs.
Yeah, it had like, you know, it felt like a Studio Trigger anime, and it felt like a Hiroyuki Imaishi, Gurren Lagann Kill la Kill type show, but it did feel like Cyberpunk at the same time, and I think they blended the two extremely well. And it's surprising how well they work together, because Hiroyuki Imaishi shows, like all of them, literally all of them, Promare, Panty and Stalking, Kill la Kill, they're all really sexual and like juvenile and like goofy in that sense. And this is like the one that's like kind of seriously toned, but it fits surprisingly well with the world of Cyberpunk. Like it makes sense. Yeah. Like thematically, like that's exactly how the world of Cyberpunk is. So I think the marriage between them was incredibly good, and I loved it. They would just take songs from the game. Like I looked up the songs, and they were just songs from the game, and it fit so well with the fucking show. It was so good. So good. Yeah.
Yeah, I searched up. I know Adam Smasher's in the game.
Yeah, I didn't know that when I was watching.
I didn't know that about watching. So when he came up, I was like, "Oh, it's just the final villain in the show."
Yeah.
But turns out he's like that guy in the game. So that's cool. That's dope.
Yeah, it really makes the show feel like a side quest in the game, you know. And I haven't played Cyberpunk, but like what people say about it is like, dude, the quality of the side missions are like on par with like the main story, blah 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 blah. Like people say that. So seeing like a show basically serve as like a side mission of the game kind of is really cool, and it's cute, you know. Like people, I saw like YouTube videos, people being like, oh bro, like you can go to their apartment like in the game, and like I'm like, bro, that's awesome. It's like that's so sick.
Yeah that's sick. Yeah, I remember like Adam came, I was like, fuck.
His design was so menacing and so scary. I was like, shit. Yeah.
But I really like that how they use them in the show and in the game. Because I had to know, because like him killing the MC was like, I knew he had to be important.
Yeah.
And like the game as well. That's just set up. But the opening literally shows him killing him at the end of the opening
of the game.
No, like the opening of the anime.
Oh, that's Adam Smasher?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was like a
even if you didn't even know that was him, it shows like the character getting cut up and shot in the head. So I already knew this was coming.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like, I don't know. I don't like, it seems like, I know I bring this up a lot in a lot of shows we talk about, but it's like, why do they do that in the opening?
Why do they show you how it is? Like
why in episode 1 you show me the character dying, the main character dying?
I think I've explained this before, and I think I'm just going to say the same thing that I said last time. It's not really about shocking the audience and surprising them. It's about the thematic purpose, and they're showing you.
I don't know. Like, it's like I
saw that he was going. I didn't really connect the dots like that, but I knew that he was gonna die. Like before he even started going like cyber psycho and stuff. I could tell that the story was going in that direction, you know?
Yeah, no, me too. But like, even in like episode 1, like I did this, the show just started,
and it feels like the show's showing you that, and it's not like telling you. I mean, maybe it translates to you that it's telling you that he's going to die, but it shows you that imagery of him getting shot in the head to kind of imply that, you know, it knows that you know what's coming. Like you're watching the show and you know that this story is kind of predictable and you know that he's like going on a path of like thing.
I see what you mean,
if they didn't do that in the opening, Manny, I would still know that he's going to die. Like it would be obvious to me.
Like, so what's the point? What if you didn't?
You don't think that visual is like really strong and striking to start every episode and kind of enhances like his downfall?
No.
Okay.
I don't get it.
Okay.
I feel like even if the show's not about the main character dies at the end, blah blah blah, like what does it do like for anyone though? Because now that the show is episode 1, okay, now I know the character's gonna die at the end. When I know a character's gonna die at the end, it makes the show way more predictable. Because now
the show's already predictable. Like it would be predictable.
Like for episode one.
Yeah.
Like I can wrap this shit up. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And now, like, even if they didn't show that, maybe because he was the special one, he wasn't gonna die anyway. You know what I mean? But now I know he's dying anyway. So there's no really. Now it's just like super predictable. You know what I mean?
I understand what you're saying.
I feel like shows like do that like for no reason. It's just like how Manny and my memories, they did that at the start of the movie. They said, "Oh, there's a ghost up there."
Yeah.
Like now I know. Like just kind of like, you know what I mean? I don't know. I
see what you're saying. I see. Is there any? Well, I guess you just gave an example, Marnie, but I didn't draw that connection, and it wasn't like in my brain spoilery to that degree. So I guess the way I just digested it was different. But it usually doesn't bother me because if a spoiler ruins a show, then you basically can't rewatch it, can you?
If a spoiler ruins a show?
Yeah.
If a spoiler ruins a show, you can't rewatch it.
Do you understand what I'm trying to say? If you're upset that they that it de-emphasizes like the power of like the dude dying at the end, like the first time, then let's say it does impact you the first time and they like don't like make it predictable or whatever, then like is there any point in going back to it? Like, do you have a reason? Because are you watching it to be surprised as to like whether he dies or not, or are you watching it to experience like the emotional journey of like his demise? Because when I watched Cowboy Bebop, like I knew Spike was. I got spoiled on the Spike thing like before I ever watched the show, but it didn't take away because it like I knew that's kind of where the story was going because it's predictable. Like it
right.
Like
but imagine
it
if you didn't know he was dying.
But
right.
But what I just said, Manny, the show kind of knows that.
You still enjoyed it.
No. No, what I literally just said is that if I watch Cowboy Bebop without knowing, I would still know that he's gonna die because the show is communicating to the audience like a very melancholic tone in the last episode. So like if you're clicking with what the show's trying to, at least the way I digest it, like the show wants you to know that Spike's gonna die without directly telling you that Spike's gonna die. So like
you're
there's
talking
a
about in
lot
the last episode, or like
during that entire like final act, like those last 2 episodes, you're kind of like, oh fuck, this is not going to end well. And like how could Spike survive that, you know? If Spike like lived, it would kind of defeat the point. Like, and you kind of watching it should know that. And that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of stories are predictable and it's clear like where it's going, but the emotional journey of where it's going is what matters, not like you not knowing where it's going.
right,
you know?
But I see what you're saying, but at the same time, like you were spoiled, but it's like even if that made you like enjoy the journey more or less, it's like it's still like a disservice, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Even if the show's telling you, like the show can tell you something and it can completely do something else. Like we seen that. We seen that with a show. That a show is kind of like finessing the viewer.
Yeah.
I think we was talking about that with Attack on Titan in a different show. Like
you're right.
It might have been one of the, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so we could have, like, it could have been one of those things.
Right.
But now, like, that whole, like, thought process is completely, like, shut out. You know what I mean?
I see.
Because, in Cyberpunk, they go so hard on him being special.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like.
That's true. With Attack on Titan.
I know you're not. Even before, like, he started, like, acting up. Like, is it really predictable that he's going to die in episode 10 before he's actually going crazy?
Right.
Or is he because he's special?
Right.
Well, no, he's dying anyway.
That makes sense. I do see what you're saying. That you explained it well. I get what you're saying.
Really just like why? Like I don't know. But I'm not saying like the character, like we're here to watch the character die. Like I can still like I enjoyed like 1 through 10 regardless. But at the same time, now, it's just like
it's soiling any like Attack on Titan moment that you might be anticipating. Maybe I guess they did that because there was no Attack on Titan.
Now I know that he's dying. I know that like it's gonna be like I predicted it like episode 6.
Like beat for beat from that point, kind of.
Yeah, that the girl was gonna go to the moon without the guy. Blah, blah, blah. I knew it was gonna be one of those here. He's gonna sacrifice his life. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
It's so predictable. And like even if it's predictable during watching the show, it's really like super predictable now that you know he's dying. And I think shows just stop doing that.
Yeah. Not every show is trying to be like Attack on Titan, and I guess they just kind of want to enhance the very predictable story that they're going for.
I don't think no show really wants that though. I don't think a show.
I think this show wants that. I think it starts with the dude getting shot in the head because it wants you to like know that.
Why would you write a story like, okay, we're gonna make this show? Imagine them at the round table thinking of Cyberpunk, and they're like, dude, let's make this plot really predictable. Yes. I don't think that happens. I really don't think they like do that.
You sure? This is a very predictable show. Like this show exists in so many facets. I think that they were doing that. I think that's the idea.
Is with the whole special thing kind of like subverts that. That could be a different outcome because he's like the one. Like it's like the Matrix. Like he's the one.
Right. I think that's part of the story though, where it's like everybody thinks they're the one,
special, but you're not really like special.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, but now because you know that he dies, now you know that's exactly what they're telling you. But it could have been like a toss up or up to your interpretation.
Right.
But now it's not.
I see.
I feel like if I made a show, I just like wouldn't do that.
Yeah, you explained it very well. I do see where you're coming from, and you are correct. Yeah.
I don't know why shows. We've seen a lot of shows that do this shit.
Yeah. Well, for me, like I think another good example when it comes to what you're saying is like Ninja Scroll. Like Ninja Scroll is even Wicked City. They're both like very, very like basic and predictable. Like it's almost like a young adult novel. Like they're very simple like stories, but they're simple and they're predictable because they are effective for like a lot of people. And Attack on Titan and shows like elevate that, and that's why those shows kind of stick out more to a lot of people. But I guess a lot of people just don't really need to be subverted or need something new. And I'll admit, like I am one of those people. Like I connect with Ninja Scroll. I connect with this, and
well, you
I guess
can
it's subjective because there are some things I don't like because they're predictable, but I like stuff like this.
Yeah, because you can bring up Ninja Scroll and Wicked City, but like those shows or movies aren't exceptional. You know what I mean? Like you'd have to tell me like a great like
Afro Samurai.
What that was?
Do you consider Afro Samurai to be predictable? Because it's very basic, like in my opinion.
It's basic. I wouldn't say predictable.
Okay.
Because what does he do?
He goes for a revenge quest, kills the people, gets the
thing. Revenge is different.
Is
for
it?
For a 5-episode show. It's 5 episodes.
This is only 10.
Yeah, but like 5, like that's literally half.
Okay.
Like 5 is like, because one episode is used for like introduction, and 4 is the story.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Cyberpunk had 9 plus a background of the video game. I don't know. Afro Samurai is kind of like a standalone 5 episodes, and it's easier to predict something that short. I mean, you can bring up like a 12-episode show, and like I wouldn't say like they're all predictable.
I don't feel like length really matters. I'm trying to think.
I think it does. I feel like it's easier to predict 12 episodes than like One Piece. It's like, well, what can they really do with this much runtime compared to like this much runtime? There's way more wiggle room.
Right.
Because they can't do that much.
I see what you're saying.
You get a revenge story this small, like, well, what else can happen? You know what I mean?
Right.
But you get a revenge story like Red Dead Redemption. It's 2 games long. Mm-hmm. That shit's not predictable at all.
Interesting.
I think length plays a part. And I also think that's what else Cyberpunk suffers from. I think it should have been like 12 episodes.
You think it should have been longer?
Yeah.
And they should have done something else? Or it just should have been longer in the same thing?
I think it should have just been 12 in the same. I think it was, I don't know. I think either more time with the characters, or I kind of felt like it was a bit rushed.
Interesting. It could have been longer and not suffered. I agree with that, but I'm perfectly okay with the length. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I felt like because his mom dies episode 1,
right?
And as a viewer, of course, you're not really gonna like care, or it's not gonna hit you because it like just happened, right? You don't know these people and it just happened. I feel like if they had like an episode to like kind of flush out the characters, give them some space and some room, and then probably should die the next episode, it would probably be a little more impactful, and his like drive would be more. You kind of understand it more as a viewer, because now like okay, he gets bullied, his mom dies, and it's kind of just so like.
Yeah.
And even after that, like, Buddy dies, and there's like no like, with the big black guy dies. Main dies, and there's like no like, it's kind of just in the next episode now he's like Main, like, you know, he like brings all like Main blah blah blah. I feel like there could have been like more of a something in between to him being like.
I understand.
Who he was to like that time skip.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
But just like 12 episodes, not like a 24.
Right. I completely feel you. I know what you mean when it's like they don't develop the characters enough. They didn't give me a reason to care by like showing me the aftermath or the before math. But I think this is reflective in a lot of the things that I've said I like, especially with like, I think my prime example for this is going to be like Devilman. That's what I love about Devilman. It's basically a modern shonen anime, but it curbs all the in-between shit, and it just gets like to the peak emotional beats in like a shonen narrative that you usually would get, and just enhances that. And for me, I guess, I don't know, my brain just kind of operates differently, where I don't really need like 10 hours of like, not 10 hours, but like I don't need like an hour of development for a character before I can like care about their death. Like I did care about his mom death, and I was sad like initially. And I do switch like in and out of that mindset where like I can care about a death of a character that I only saw like 5 seconds ago versus I wish I had an hour of development for it. So I do know what you mean. But in the same vein of Devilman, it worked for me with this one. Like I really connected with like Maine and like the aftermath, and the skip kind of like adds like a pack a punch. It's like, oh my god, it's like how much has happened like since then. Yeah, but I do see what you mean.
Yeah, it's kind of like Attack on Titan. Like his mom dies immediately.
Yeah,
it's not like you're not sad because she dies, but like you see like how he channels that anger into becoming a scout, and you like what's the word? You kind of like get behind that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This show, like his mom dies, and it's just like I want to be an edge runner.
You're right.
Right.
You know
what I mean, I feel like for me personally, I feel like an extra episode, something of that nature. But I feel like Attack on Titan kind of does that perfectly.
Yeah. I feel you. Yeah. Anything else? Any other like criticisms? I like all the stuff you're saying.
No, that's just about it.
Okay. Do you have like pros that you want to like go into, like more stuff that you enjoyed? Because you said you like it overall, despite all that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do too.
I'm trying to think.
It's okay. It's
Oh my God, Faraday. This is a Chris. I like.
This is a criticism.
Like villains like Faraday piss me off.
Oh,
because he's like the most. It's like him and Kiwi. What happens to the team? Him and Kiwi.
Yeah,
that's like the worst. That's like to me. That's like the worst like type of villains. It's like obviously like, it's so predictable. Like obviously Kiwi. Obviously you're getting fucked here. It's like she doesn't know, and then like they meet, and he's like bah bah bah. It's like obviously that was gonna. I don't know. When I saw that, I was like,
yeah, it was obvious. I could see it from a mile away as well.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. It's that shit pissed me off. I'm not gonna lie. It's like the villains are like so clearly villains. Like that, they're just gonna do like the most villain thing, and you can see it miles away. And like Kiwi back like fucks up her friends, and she's like, "Oh, never trust nobody." And she's like, "Oh, can I get my bread now?" Yeah. like, what did you think was gonna happen?
Right.
I don't know. I think he was awful.
I like his design. He looked awesome.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like the 3 eyes.
Did you watch it dubbed or subbed?
I watched the sub.
Okay. In the dub, the guy who plays Gus in Breaking Bad, like the black guy, he voiced him in the dub, and I was like, oh, yeah, that is really cool.
You watched it dubbed?
No, I watched it subbed. I didn't watch it dubbed, but I like saw the credits list on IMDb, and I was like, oh, that's interesting.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that kind of ties into what we were saying earlier about like predictability and stuff. Yeah, man, I was just in the right type of mood when I watched this show. Like I'm on like the other side of the fence.
I feel like if Kiwi really like backdoored her friends and like kind of like got her money and rode off into the nighttime or into Night City, I feel like that would have kind of like hit more because like, oh, you really can't trust motherfuckers here. But it's like,
yeah, it would have worked either way. It would have been less predictable that way, I guess. But they wanted to kind of. It would have been less predictable. It'd been like, oh fuck, she actually left. But
yeah, I feel like that would have hit harder because like you kind of like fucked with her.
Yeah, but I guess they wanted to.
The show is like telling you, oh shit, Kiwi's dying. No,
right?
But like she just backdoored her friends.
Friendship is magic.
It's like that was kind of stupid. They wanted to, and then be like, oh damn, she's really fucked up.
They wanted the extra emotional punch of like because the whole theme of this show is that like don't trust anybody. You know, you got to survive by yourself in Night City, but you can't betray like the humanity and like the bonds that you form like with each other if you do kind of hang out with each other and like you become like a squad. So I think they were trying to run with that theme in Kiwi's final moments. Even as predictable as it was, I felt like it was thematically consistent, like with everything that they did, and it would be missed opportunity with what they're going for emotionally, because it's supposed to be about like family and like friendships and like being together and shit. So,
well, me personally, I think if they hone down on that, don't trust no one,
right,
that shit would get harder.
Yeah.
Instead, because like, not sure she backdoored them. Now you don't like her, but now she's dying, and like the show's telling you, oh, she's dying. She's like a crew member that died, but it's like, no, we don't care about her no more.
I still cared about her. Yeah, she did them wrong, but she did like them. You know, like I knew she liked them the whole time.
But still, like that doesn't really matter.
I understand.
That doesn't matter. And like, think about it in real life. It doesn't matter. It
does
matter.
Like
imagine I did that to you. Like I still like you, bro.
I wouldn't write you off. I know that there's like a nuanced reason behind it.
Huh?
If like a symmetrical like situation happened in this show where like you fucked me over, like I'd know there was. It's like Kill Bill.
No, Ali, no.
Do you understand what I'm saying? You can love someone and hate someone, Manny.
You would be like, oh,
Bill fucking killed the bride, and she still loved him in the final moment. She was still like sad to see him go.
Yeah, but
if you betrayed me, I wouldn't like write you off as a human being and be like, fuck you.
One, Kill Bill, they were going to kill each other, right? So that's not really like love, right?
If Kiwi survived, they would have killed Kiwi.
Oh, the crew?
Yeah. If they both survived, like, they would have killed each other.
Yeah, right? So here's the thing. In real life, let's say, oh my God. Let's say fucking, I had to like, do, oh my God. I can't.
Give me 1 second. We've been. Okay. Go ahead.
Honestly, and like in a real life situation, like, it's like if I really did like something like that, I was gonna get you killed. Like she's gonna get them killed, and I'm gonna get you killed, and then you survive, and you're like, and I'm like, oh, Ali, I still fuck with you, bro. You still want to call next week? You're like, you said yes, like, yeah.
Well, no, that's the whole dynamic of like relationships like that, where it's like you're enemies but you're friends at the same time. And that's kind of the whole idea in Kill Bill. It's like, no, we're not going to call next week. We're not going to be best buddies. I'm going to kill you. But I'm really sorry that I had to be this way, because I know you only did what you had to do because you're you, but I still love you. Like that's.
I see what you mean, but like
I also see what you mean, despite my constant rebuttals. I do understand where you're coming from.
That's like a main character, and that's like the main point of Kill Bill. Whereas this is like the side character.
Yeah, but it is the main point of Cyberpunk.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. The whole reason they get together, the reason why they fail and they all die is because they weren't for themselves and they were for each other. They lost because they loved each other and they tried to stick out for each other as a result.
No.
If they abandoned Maine and they left that nigga and they didn't try to save him, they probably would have survived. If they like didn't fuck with each other so heavy and they didn't act as like such a group and like kind of did stuff for each other when like it needed to happen, they might have like survived, like some of them like on their own. But because they were like all like a group and because they like tried to be like you know, a human like friend group, they fucked up because that's not what Night City does. And that's why that's like the guy literally died for the girl because he physically like the way Night City operates, like it would not like let him go. But you know, so
for me that doesn't hit.
I understand.
Because that to me that's just like what Last of Us 2 did. It's like oh we killed your favorite, we killed this character with this new character, but now you don't like her, but we're gonna try to make you like her. But you know what I mean? Because they try like Kiwi. I know I try to kill you guys, but I'm gonna help you out the last second. I'm dead. And then she dies. It's like I don't care.
You think Kiwi was synonymous with Ellie or Abby?
The blonde bitch kind of.
Abby?
Yeah. Not with like her, but like what the game was trying to like manipulate.
Like tell the audience.
The gamer to like feel.
Right. I completely see what you're saying, and I understand your perspective.
Yeah. That and Fair Day. And that's about it.
Yeah. But when it comes to the positives, did you like Maine's like death? Like I fucking love that shit. I enjoyed it. Were you just kind of like, oh, whatever, predictable? That
was cool.
Yeah. Do you have like a favorite part of the show? Because that's my favorite part of the show. Like the music just hits so hard for me. Like, oh my god.
I just like scenes with the MC and the girl.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you like their relationship? Did it feel natural to you?
No.
Oh. It felt really natural to me. I love how like gangstery this show is, and like how do I say it? I hate when I say this, but it's super like niggerfied. Like it's just such like a hood nigga show. Like and the relationship they have is kind of like how I like see some of the girls. Like when I hate the world around me, everything fucking sucks. Like I'm on the train, and then like, you know, everything goes black, and you like see that one hot girl walk by. You're like, oh fuck, like that's how it was in like episode 1. And I liked her like hard to get like attitude, and I thought that you would like this. I was like, oh, Manny's gonna love like how quick they like get onto each other, and like they don't fucking waste time until like the last episode. Because that's what I thought, and I was like, oh shit, they fucked. And
I'm like, it would line up with things I said before, right?
Right.
But this one, it was kind of just like their kiss. It was kind of just like it was just too snappy.
Okay.
It was
I love that part.
That's what really built up. Like they never even had like a moment. Nothing near like that before. But then like right at the end of the episode,
when they were on the moon together in the dream,
she was literally backdooring him.
She was backdooring him, but she did connect with him in that moment. Like that was genuine and sincere.
I don't care.
Yeah, I understand. I completely understand where you're coming from. Yeah.
Like, I'll think about this in real life. I don't care anymore. Imagine a girl's taking you to her crib. There's like 10 niggas in the bathroom waiting to jump out on you. And you really have a heart to heart. And you're like, that shit. No, we didn't. We didn't actually. Because if we did, you wouldn't. But no, like even, I know what you mean. Like in the show, like they did, right?
Yeah.
But even like, because that's, what was that, episode 2?
Yeah.
The end of 2. 3, you meet the crew. And she's still cold-hearted. 4, she's still like cold-hearted. And right at the end of episode 4, it's like, I just want you alive.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like they at least needed like a couple more scenes of like her warming up, at least. You know what I mean?
I understand. But for me, it's one of those things where I love how little they say because it makes it stronger. Because in the way that you're saying it, it feels like they have to spell it out more if it's not clicking with you. But if it is clicking with you, then it, because of how subtle it is, it kind of resonates strong, like more, because it's like more about the visuals and more about the emotions in the given moment than about the fact that they said XYZ thing to build up to XYZ moment.
Yeah, but the XYZ moments are kind of needed for me, at least. I think this is more realistic. Things just don't pan out like that, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like the show literally gives you nothing, unless like the moon thing. After that, there's 2 episodes of screen time where nothing happened, and then she's like, "I just need you alive," and then it's like it's so out of like, I feel like it's just too out of character for her. So cold-hearted. There's no warming up part. No, I don't need it to be like super like warm. Like just like a casual conversation, because everything before that was just like he would ask a question, she'd be like, "Yes, no, yes." Like I don't know.
I understand where you're coming from. Was there anything that you enjoyed about the show? Any pros? Do you have another con? Did like something else pop in your head?
No. I don't know. Because I had a fine viewing experience.
Right.
But these talks are when I really like form my opinion on the shows.
Oh, I see. Okay, well, I am very much.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
Mm-hmm. I know what you mean. No, it's okay. I understand.
But I said, like, imagine they had like two extra episodes.
Right.
A lot of that would have been like fleshed out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, if I were to say about like my favorite parts and stuff, I'm like trying to remember everything that happened before Maine's death. That was easily my favorite part of the show. I remember like up until the first guy died. Did anyone die between that and like Maine's death? First off, when they had that fucking go ahead.
The other big girl.
Right. It was like the same like scene basically. When they were having like the party scene, like it was like the first like it was like episode 3, and they were just like, it was like after they did like their first job or whatever, and they were having like a party together. They were playing like, I don't know what kind of music you call that, like reggae. It was like just a wine. I'm like, this song is like, it's like a reggae song or like a I don't know, some like club music in a fucking like anime. I was like, this is for me. Like this, I loved that. I was, oh my God, I thought that was so sick. I love when things just like tap into like that like ghetto like part of my brain. Like, and that's what this, oh my God, like looking at the girl from like across like the party and like seeing like another guy like talking to them and stuff. And that's why I love that guy gets closer to him and he like starts fucking with him after that. Cause that is how it is, bro. Like you're jelly, but then like 2 days later, you're just like, you're kind of cool, bro. It's whatever, you know, like, I thought that was really cool. And I fucked with that scene. And I thought they executed that like really well. Like when he died, I was like, fuck. I was like, damn, bro. Like I just started to get to like that guy.
Slap in the face.
Yeah.
He instantly gets his brains blown.
I know. It's, yeah, this it really reminded me of like Menace to Society and like the ghetto stuff that like we've seen. It was really cool in that sense. So I like that. There were a lot of, I think like from like a directing standpoint, like some of the shots, the background art, like it looked like Cyberpunk, but they made it look good for like the show as well. Like they just like the way like the shadows and like the lights, like they focused on like some of the imagery was just really strong for me. And when Maine like started going like cyber psycho, like that scene, like that whole bit was fantastic to me because I loved Maine and I love when shit does that. I love when like imagery that like doesn't that isn't practical. I mean, in the context of this show, it is practical, but like when shit's like not being realistic or like not being objectively like this is what's happening, blah, 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 blah. And it's just kind of trying to show you something that is emotionally like resonant, that like will kind of make sense like for the context of like what the characters are feeling in that moment. It's so sick, dude. So fucking sick. Like when Maine is in like the sand place and he's like running and then it cuts to him in like the real world, I was losing my mind. I'm like, dude, this is so fucking cool. When he's like running in the sand place and then like it cuts to him in the real world and he's literally like a video game character, like staring at the wall. I was like, oh my God, this nigga is losing it. Like it was so awesome. Like I fucking loved that part so much. And when he was going like super crazy, because like I think I also resonate with this a lot because like I smoked weed like recently, so I know what it's like to be like dependent on like shit. Because like I haven't done it like every single day, but like I want to, like I really want to, because like when I watch like videos and when I'm like trying to like watch movies for like our call, my brain is like so much more primed like for the movies, but I'm like, oh, I know I can't do this like all the time. I know that I physically like can't be on that type of wave. So like when I see this character like being on like the drugs and they're being like, bro, stop it, and he's like, no, shut up, like I'm fine, like I get that. I really do get that. So I connected that, and I love like the ending where like he's basically just like, David, just go, like you're not this far gone yet, just like, don't give up, bro. Don't give up. I'm giving up right now, but don't give up. Like, keep going. And it's I think it's really smart in how it's written because like Main like influences like even though they literally see his downfall, like he still follows in his footsteps because he has to, you know, he has to kind of honor them, and he feels like he has to kind of like move forward, and there's no other way for him to move forward. Like Main, in order for Main to move forward, he needed to take the enhancements, he needed to take the cyber stuff, and in order for David to move forward, he needed to do the thing. And like I literally am just like David. Like I like to think of myself like, nah, I'm special. Like weed does not impact me the way it impacts you guys. My brain works different. Like, you know, or like I like to think that like, you know, I didn't drink for like a long time or like do any type of drugs, and I felt like I was smarter than everyone because of it. And I was like, oh, I'm special. So when I do drugs, it's not going to affect me the same way because I'm more disciplined than you guys, you know? So I do connect with like that part a lot because I'm realizing like how I like that mental cycle of like thinking that you're good and realizing that you're not good, but like kind of realizing that like you don't care at that point. I fuck with that a lot. So like Main's death was fantastic to me. I love the animation. I love the exaggerated like faces that they made. Like there was a part when like Main like got up to one of the guards, like got up in his face, and he's like, I don't remember what he said, but he's like, is this my fault? Like, did I do this mess? And the fucking camera like fucking like did a like 180 upside down because the dude's head like got snapped because Main like snapped his neck. I was like, oh my god. I thought that was really cool. There was a lot of like creative like screenplay ideas. I fucking love that part. I love Main's death. It's awesome. I love the way the episode ends where like the dude has his arms and he's like crying. He looks at the camera and then the episode ends. I'm like, oh my god. That was great. And after that, like the middle section between that and the last episode, kind of a blur. It was really just like building towards that ending, but I fucked with the ending. I loved when he like used his cyber power, the slow motion time thing. The way they used that was like so creative, and it was such an anime moment when he's like so mad at the fucking dude, like Adam Smasher, and then he's like and he like splits like 4 ways, and I thought that was just like an aesthetic choice, but when it was like he's going so fast in slow motion mode that he's like, you're seeing like the after image like while it's like, it was, I was like, dude, that's so great. Like coupled with the music, I was like, fuck. So I fucking loved that. I enjoyed the final fight. I enjoyed the final like bout with like Adam Smasher. I like the big mech that he's in. I like how Pro Mare, it's literally just the suit from Pro Mare. Yeah. I guess if there was like one, I love the ending, but before I get to the ending, the only like real criticism I have of the entire show is that in the final battle with Adam Smasher, I like that he dies. I like that David dies, but I wish that he had more hands and he like stood up for himself more, because it felt like David, it felt like they ran out of time, so they just stopped fighting, and like David used the anti-gravity thing, and then Adam Smasher literally just walks up to him, rips it off, and then shoots him, and then it's over. I'm like, come on, David, you could have like done something. Like even if he's still lost, like I wanted him to like do a cool move or something, you know? Like like when Iron Man fights Thanos in like Infinity War, like Iron Man doesn't die in that scene, but when Iron Man gets stabbed by Thanos, you're like, man, if he dies right now, he went out like a G. Like he did like a sick ass move, and you know he tried. So if he died, like he tried his best. Like, you know, what else could he do? But when I'm watching David die, I'm like, come on, bitch, you could have tried something. You just stood there and let him bitch you. But I did fuck with like everything before that. So they literally only did that because they ran out of time. That's like the only reason why they didn't do anything. But the fucking I really loved the ending, and I love the part where she sees David on the moon, and then it cuts away like it does when people are going cyber psycho. But she's not going cyber psycho, but it's only showing that because like that's how she's emotionally feeling, even though it's not practical and it doesn't like actually make sense. it's cool because it's emotionally consistent with how she's feeling, and you as an audience member are like familiar with that gimmick that they've been using, like in the final episodes with David and the episodes with Maine. So it works so well in that final scene. And then she just bathes in the sun because it's like, you know what? They're all dead, but I'm here. I'm on them. It's literally like Blade Runner. It's like the exact same ending as like Blade Runner, where he like bathes in like the snow. He's just like, holy shit! I just made that connection. Yeah. So I love the ending. It is predictable, but it's powerful nonetheless for me. And I also really liked the fucking, like the whole, probably the best sequence in the entire show is when he's in Night City and it's flashing back to like all the prior moments, like throughout the show with like his mom and like all this stuff. And it's like syncing up with like what he's doing now. Like, oh my God. Like with Maine, the implied like backstory of Maine was interesting. But now that you have the actual backstory of David, it's like, oh my God. Like I don't even remember how it was exactly, where he was in when he was with Maine and he had like a handgun and he was like, come on, like in the past. And then like in modern times, he has like his 5 guns and he's like, come on. It was really sick. It was fantastic. I loved that scene. I loved everything that it was going for. And it was very strong. Like I don't even remember it entirely. I remember there was like something that he did in the past that he didn't actually do. But because it was what he was doing now, like he remembered it wrongfully. Like he like jumped off a cliff, which he didn't do, but like he was doing it in the real world. So like he just assumed that like it was sick as fuck. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like that. I think my favorite character is honestly David. Like I know it's like cliche, but he was like the best character like of the entire crew. But besides David, man, it really does kind of go in the order of like how important they are. Like David, Lucy, Maine, the fucking lolly girl. She was great. I liked her a lot. She was a good character. When she died, that fucking shocked me. Like it was predictable, but the way she died was like fucking cool. Like it was a really cool ass step. She's like, oh fuck, and then like the dude like stomps on her. I love how they like showed it like 3 different times. I was like, holy shit. Yeah. It was. I really liked Cyberpunk Edgerunners. I feel like this is just a more fleshed out, more character driven version of Promare. It's edgier. It's like the darkest tone of like any of the Hiroyuki Imaishi joints. Yeah, we have a lot more to talk about, so I think that's a good place to wrap it up. I don't know if I really have anything else to say. I'll like peruse my notes really quick, but I imagine that's all it is for you as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The player base for Cyberpunk on PC at least has increased 300% because of this show. Yeah. And it's not listed as on IMDb, it's not listed like it's going to end. Like it's listed as if there might be another season, which is very interesting. I kind of like it when Hiroyuki Imaishi and them make new stuff, but I guess they're doing another season of Panty and Stocking and maybe another season of this. So we'll see. But nonetheless, I enjoyed the show. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I liked it a lot.
Give it a 6.
Gotcha. So, let's talk about, I'm going to be really honest. I have so little to say about Repo Man because I saw it 2 weeks ago and I didn't fucking take any notes and I barely remember it, to be honest. So we can like get that one out of the way. Literally, like you don't have to talk about it for like long at all. It can just be very, very like brief thoughts.
Why did you want to watch it?
I wanted to watch it because it had a Criterion collection that had a very good cover. And it's just one of those movies that like some people really, really like. And it was playing at the theater as like an after midnight movie. And based on the cover, it seemed like something that kind of had a what's the word? Like
substance.
Not substance, but like a tone that we could fuck with. Like it wasn't like too artsy for us. Because usually Criterion covers like Memories of Murder, like Lahane. Like sometimes it gets to a degree where it's like, all right, like I'm not smart enough for this thing. But Repo Man, like look up Repo Man Criterion, like on thing, if you have your like laptop next to you. Look up the cover and you'll understand why I picked it.
Like the skull?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's honestly the main reason. I saw the cover and I'm like, this can't be boring. Like, look at that cover. There has to be like something to this, you know. It has to be like fun to some extent. And it was kinda. For me it was. This movie is like a 5 out of 10 for me. I see what it's going for, and it is objectively flawed to a degree that like makes it kind of boring and messy.
Yeah.
But what it's going for is like it's kind of similar in the sense thematically to Cyberpunk, where it's like about like a punk dude. It's about this like punk kid, and he has to like repo cars, and it's a story about like a car that has like a supernatural thing in the trunk from like an alien thing, and it has a really goofy tone where like these secret agents are trying to go after the car, and the kid's also trying to get the car, but the kid like kind of doesn't care despite how high stakes this is, because he's a punk and he doesn't really give a fuck, and he's just kind of vibing, and he's just a normal ass nigga going through life. And I understood what this was going for tonally. I understood that it was kind of trying to be funny and goofy more than it was trying to be like serious. But it doesn't seem like it clicked with you at all based on your facial reactions. I knew you weren't gonna like this, so I was like, yeah, I'm not even gonna bother trying to like.
I think the main character I think he acted very well. His acting was good.
Cool.
And I think he's a great pick for that role. I think he did a great, and he carried the movie.
Nice. But I'm glad to hear.
I think that's about it.
That's about it. Yeah.
I think the movie is just kind of scrambled.
It is very scrambled. There's stuff that like. Go ahead.
I feel like it's scrambled, a lot going on, and I feel like the main plot is kind of just like focused on like the last like 30 minutes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of hanging out.
Yeah, it's just hanging out. Mm-hmm. But I think it's just not interesting enough.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I think it is the plot for me is interesting, but because of how scrambled it is, it becomes uninteresting because like they don't know how to balance like what they're trying to go for, like because it's trying to be like the tone that they're trying to go for. The Big Lebowski. Do you remember like when I talked about that movie?
Mm-hmm.
The Big Lebowski, the Coen Brothers movie, is exactly like this tonally, where it's The Big Lebowski is like a stoner movie, and this is like a punk movie where it's kind of supposed to be this like, we don't give a fuck, who cares, no matter like how important the story actually is. This movie's trying to go for that, but you need to kind of balance it where you get people to care about the story, but you get them to also not care about the story, which is very hard to do. And The Big Lebowski does it extremely well, and I would like to recommend that movie soon so you can see how these compare and contrast and like how they're so different. But what this movie is trying to do, it succeeds like kind of half-heartedly and not like fully, because the story's all over the place as a result of what it's attempting to do. Like there's a part in the middle of the movie, I vividly remember this even though I didn't take notes. There's a part in the middle of the movie where like there are three different like groups doing three different things, and none of them have the main character. And like you kind of don't know why anybody is doing anything. And it's like, what's going on? Like, why is this like happening? It's really all over the place and really jumbled, and it does not make a lot of sense. There's a character who has a like shot wound, and they never show him get shot. So there's literally like stuff in this movie that does not make sense. It's not just like we're stupid. It's like the movie is like way too messy. Like like unintentionally to a degree. But I do see what it's going for. I do kind of see the vision, like in between the cracks of this film. And for me, it is pretty cool. I like what it's trying to do. It does not succeed for the most part, but it's got a nice tone. It's got a nice aesthetic. It's a movie that I'll probably never watch again, but I'm happy that I watched it. And thank you for sitting through it. When did you like realize that you didn't like it? How far?
Very soon.
Very soon?
It's not really. I'm like halfway.
Halfway? Yeah. It was about the same for me. It was about halfway.
I feel like,
I mean, I enjoyed it like throughout, but like when I realized like this is kind of a not great movie, it was like halfway. I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't have to focus on it too much. That's Repo Man. Very silly, very...
That is probably like the worst thing we've watched.
The worst thing we've watched? No way.
that's like with... I put that with the other...
What's the other, like Earwig and the Witch?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, I can understand why you feel that way, but for me, it's not that bad. It's a 5 out of 10 on my scale. Is it like a 3 for you?
I can't rate it.
You can't rate it? Okay. No problem. Thanks for sitting through it. I took a risk with this one. I didn't know anything about it. Yeah. But that's all we really need to say about it. We don't have to dwell on it any more than that. When I watch things, I like to take leaps. I don't like to like know everything about it before I get into it, but I know that I should sometimes, because sometimes we get into situations like this. But I don't know. Like I said, we got to watch some bad ones. We got to take some jumps. Got to have some decadences in the mix. So yeah, it's okay. Next time.
It's a short movie. It's whatever.
Yeah, it's whatever. On the count of 3, we watched another movie that I liked a lot more. Did you like it?
Yeah, I did.
It was okay. I forgot a lot of it too. It was, I don't say this, I guess I am saying this kind of in a derogatory sense. It's very forgettable for me. Like it kind of left my brain like immediately. I don't know. It's not really bad. It's fine. But it's I don't even know if I go as far as to call it predictable, but it's very simple, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
it was fun.
So I recommended this.
Yes.
And I saw a video of someone talking about it, and they made it seem like such like an emotional roller coaster, right? And don't get me wrong, it kind of is. But I don't know. I was expecting way more like.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
But this movie was more like, for a movie like this, it's kind of too much like, it's kind of too like trying to be funny.
Yeah, I was like the main thing I was gonna ask you.
Yeah, like it's like
the way I heard about this movie is that my favorite YouTuber guy reviewed it a long time ago, and that's why I had it on my watch list, because he reviewed it. And one of the main things he said, like I watched the video again, and he said the comedy, he's like he like gave it like a decent score, but he said like for the subject matter, the comedy was like not appropriate, like throughout. Yeah,
agree wholeheartedly. It's like the black guy just kept being like, yeah, dude, shut up. We're gonna kill it. You're gonna kill each other.
Yeah, I know.
Like, bro, relax, please.
Yeah.
And I feel like the other dude, the non-black guy, I thought he was pretty good.
I think they were both fine, like acting wise. I think just what the script was going for
I feel like the black guy was just too much.
Yeah, he directed the movie.
I know, but I feel like he was just like too funny. Like,
yeah,
hey, bro.
I think he's like a comedian. That's why.
I feel like the other guy was like really. I feel like he was kind of realistic.
Yeah,
I feel like he kind of acted like how I expect someone like that to act. Right.
Right. Yeah.
someone that's not really like down in the dumps but wants to like die.
Yeah.
I feel like he kind of like portrayed that well.
Mm-hmm.
But the black guy, I feel like for the things he was going through in his life,
yeah,
and the way like he just carried himself, I feel like it just didn't like kind of match.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like his story wasn't that bad.
Right.
Right. Who am I to say who like if it's that bad, right? But at the same time, I feel like
I know. Yeah.
It wasn't really that bad.
Mm-hmm.
I can't really speak for the other guy. Like he had like real mental like problems, right?
Right.
For the black guy, this wasn't that bad. Plus, he kept being like I said, "Shut up, dude. We're gonna kill ourselves."
Right.
Like shut up, nigga. And he said nigga weird.
He said nigga like he doesn't usually say it. Yeah.
Like nigga.
Yeah.
Like he said. But yeah, I feel like it was just too trying to be funny. Yeah. I feel like this shouldn't try to be funny.
Mm-hmm.
And I was honestly like going into it trying to see a movie like about that type of subject taken like super seriously.
Oh.
Well, I guess this wasn't it. But I seen like the way this one guy I watched talk about it made it seem like it was like that, but it wasn't for me. So
yeah,
I didn't really enjoy it.
Yeah. I didn't have a bad time, but I did not think it was perfect. I do see where you're coming from. I do kind of agree with what you're saying. Like he wasn't the best, and the tone definitely. I like what they're trying to do, where they're trying to bring lightheartedness into this really grim narrative to kind of, it's still depressing, but kind of like give it a sense of like, like there are jokes happening. So like, even though we're all really sad, like we're still kind of having fun and like, you know, enjoying this experience. But once again, it's a balance, and they don't get the balance right because they're talking about suicide and killing yourself, but they're also making a lot of jokes, and they're not really selling the suicide part very well on like why they want to die. You know, so yeah, the way you're putting it now was making me kind of, I also didn't take notes on this because I was just like, I just kind of put my phone down. I was like, yeah, I get it. Yeah, this one, it was very, very in the same vein. I'm glad you recommended it though, because I had it on my list for a while.
Yeah, this is me taking a leap.
Yeah. I like when we take leaps. Leaps are fun. I like when we're going into something with a mystery. Are you gonna take a leap on the next one? You don't know?
I don't know. But I know what the next is.
Okay. Would you consider it a leap? That's what I'm asking.
I don't know. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
We'll see. But yeah, I feel you on that. It's kind of in the same vein as Repo Man, where like I remember this one a lot more than Repo Man, but you know, what's there to say? Like there were jokes. They wanted to kill themselves, and that's it, kind of, you know? Yeah. Tiffany Haddish was in the movie, and I was like, oh wow, she's getting canceled now. Yeah. There was a part where the actor who, the guy, I didn't even like realize this when I was watching the movie. I'm gonna be really honest, bro. Like I went on my phone like 2/3 through it. I was like, I get it. Like, so the guy who like sexually assaulted like the white guy, the actor who plays him is like a popular actor that I've seen before, and I could tell that he was wearing a wig in the flashback, and then in like the modern times he was just like, he didn't have the wig on because like, oh, this is what he looks like normally with gray hair. And in the review that I was watching of the YouTube video, the guy was like, this guy was wearing a fucking awful wig, and it was an actor that I knew, so the movie spoiled it, and I basically knew that he was gonna pop up later. And I was like, oh, I never even like thought about it that way. So I thought that was interesting. Like, because even though I noticed that, like, I didn't feel that way when I watched it, because like I felt like it was too predictable, regardless of whether like it was an actor that I knew. Like I knew he was gonna see the guy, and I knew something was gonna happen. But I thought it was funny, the review guy being like, his fucking wig looked hilarious. I literally laughed when they were like having that scene. But yeah, I will say this. whenever it comes to these like independent movies that have like stories that are way too simple, there has to be a gimmick, because this like was at film festivals and stuff. And if it's at film festivals, usually there's something that it does to kind of like grab people's attention. I'm like, what the fuck what is this movie doing that's like special? And the ending and like the direction it goes in its like final act, it did kind of like, I was like, okay, this is I see why people like this. Like when they killed the guy, I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting them to do that. They killed the guy, and then they did like, who killed themselves? The white guy killed himself, right? And then the black guy like got out. That was good. Like it was good. It was a decent ending to me. I fucked with it. It was a, like you said, it was subversive, and it went in a direction that you didn't know. You think it's going to be one thing the whole time, and then it's something else. If it was that thing, the movie was so weak that like it couldn't be. I was like, there's no way it's going to have like the ending that it's building towards. It has to be some fun shit, It's funny because we're talking about Attack on Titan, like I feel like, I don't know if Attack on Titan, I feel this way specifically, but when they bait you and they do like the bait works when you think that the bait's gonna happen, like the main ending's gonna happen and you'll be okay with it, and then a cooler thing happens instead of that main thing. But if you think the main ending's gonna be mid, and the mid ending, like it's not gonna happen because it's way too mid for like any movie to do it, then it's kind of like you're just kind of bored the whole time, which is I guess how you felt about Cyberpunk. And watching this, I was bored up until the final bit, because I was like, bro, just get to the good shit. Like, just get to like the part that, I care about. But
the suicide.
Yeah. Yeah, because I knew they weren't going to do like the on the count of 3 thing. But yeah, I like the ending. I fucked with that. That was like the one part that really stuck with me. JB Smoove was in the movie. He was his dad. I was like, oh, it's JB Smoove. But I mean, what else is there to say? I mean, not much. I feel like there were jokes that I laughed at, but I don't remember. Oh, I think when he robbed the guy, I remember I thought that was funny. When he robbed the guy, and I think he like, what did he do? He like paid for his thing.
Yeah, he's like, how much? Listen to people, man.
Yeah.
Hey, you don't know what people are going through. How much is it?
Yeah.
But that's like, yeah. That was funny. That was the best. Funny. That was like the best part. Mm-hmm. Everything else is kind of just too like, all right, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, all right, bro. That's the response to the jokes.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
I wonder how like people who've felt suicidal, I wonder how they feel about this movie.
I feel that way all the time. I felt like this shit was mid.
Oh my God. That was funny.
No, seriously. I feel that way all the time. And as someone who feels that way, this was like, whatever. There are movies like about that I really like, my favorite things are kind of like that. But this wasn't, like you said, it wasn't taking itself seriously. Like, I've watched suicide movies that have jokes in them, but they don't override the suicide plot.
Mm-hmm.
So, as someone that wants to blow his fucking brains out all the goddamn time, this shit was ass. It wasn't that bad. It was fine.
Bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was funny though.
Mm-hmm.
That was great. I needed that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Good time.
Yeah, it's interesting. You don't feel that way like ever? I mean, we don't have to get into it, but
no, I don't.
Really?
I have to finish Attack on Titan before I feel that.
Interesting. Yeah. Yeah, you know, that's how my brain operates 90% of the time. So watching this movie, I was really excited. I was like, oh, it's gonna be good. And then I was just like, damn, even if you're suicidal, it doesn't mean that mid movie is gonna impact you. So
might make it worse.
Yeah. This movie was so ass. I'm gonna kill myself. That's so funny.
Imagine like someone like said that to the director.
Oh, that would be really mean. That you should make a movie out of that. You should make a movie about the fact that you made a movie and then someone said they want to kill themselves because your suicide movie was so ass. That would be more interesting.
That is an insane movie.
Yeah, that would be an insane movie.
Bro, that movie is so ass. I'm gonna fucking kill myself. What is he gonna say?
Nothing. I feel bad because I think he tried, So I do feel bad saying that because I can tell that this comes from the heart.
I didn't mean that actually.
Yeah. Me neither. But it's okay. Keep working on movies. I think he's conscious of like his mistakes and stuff. Like just keep doing whatever ideas come to your mind.
Yeah, he's young.
You're young. Seem to have talent and stuff. Keep at it, buddy. 5 out of 10. It's a very mid, forgettable thing.
It's one of the worst things.
It's not one of the worst things we've watched. Okay, let's see.
Movie-wise, like movies. Like not anime.
Okay, let's see. I'm gonna go through through the list like right now. Movie wise, let's see. I'm going through the movie, and I have to base this on purely my opinion. Oh wait, I literally have a list of like every movie that we watch. Hold on, let me go on and
I have one as well. If you want?
What are the ones that you think that are like on the bottom of your list?
It's for me. It's like on a count of 3, Repo Man, Battle Royale. Like every movie we watched has been like good. Like the worst good movie we saw to me was like Nightcrawler.
Interesting. I have we watched Matrix Resurrections. That was pretty bad.
Yeah.
That was really bad. I hated that movie.
I don't even remember us talking about that.
Yeah, because it was during the anime ones. It was before we started doing like movies. So Matrix Resurrections. I didn't like Spider-Man.
We didn't really have an episode about that.
Matrix?
Yeah.
We had a very big discussion about that.
No, like the fourth one?
Yeah.
It was kind of like was it like an in-between thing or was it like a whole like segment?
It was a whole segment. It was like a good chunk. It's the one I revisit the most. It's like the funniest call because we're both like, we don't even have to ask each other how we feel. We're both like, fuck this movie. Fuck this movie. Like, I'm surprised you don't remember it. All the iconic Manny moments are from that call. Give him the black suit. Give him the black suit. Yeah. John Wick is a cash grab movie. This is not a cash grab. I remember it, Manny. It's like so vivid in my brain.
I remember saying that. That's a good quote. That's a good quote right there. Gotta write that.
Yeah. Oh, they're so funny. I remember how sad you were.
I was so devastated.
Yeah.
Because we were so fresh off the Matrix stuff.
It was. So for me, the worst ones, I have like the anime ones mixed with like the normal movies. So Matrix Resurrections, Spider-Man No Way Home, Repo Man on the count of 3. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I didn't even rate them as low as you did, but yeah, you're right. We haven't given I haven't given any other movies a 5 or lower besides the ones I just mentioned. Wow. Yeah, we watched some trash.
Yeah.
That's
Not
interesting.
really. We mostly watched good.
Yeah, I mean specifically for this one.
Yeah. This was the bad.
Yeah. I went into this call like trying to figure out how to structure it. Like, how can I make it so that like the conversation about Repo Man and On the Count of Three is not like hell? Because like I barely remembered either of them, and I like didn't give a fuck about like either of them like at all. So I'm happy that we both are kind of on the same page of just like, who fucking cares? But yeah. When it comes to the last one though, I did enjoy this one more than both of the two main movies that we talked about. This was my third little DLC recommendation, a 50-minute OVA from Hiroyuki Imaishi from 2004 called Dead Leaves. It's one thing in his catalog that most people do not see. Everyone watches the shows. Not a lot of people watch this, but I've owned it on DVD for a while, and I finally watched it, and I enjoyed it. It's very similar, but different aesthetically compared to like his other stuff. It has a much more comic booky kind of color, like shading and color palette. But what did you think?
I like this one as well.
Yeah. It's just pure, unfiltered fun from front to back, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they did a good job at that.
Mm-hmm. They did. I fucking love the two. Like, there's not a lot of development for them, but for me, they're immediately likable. Like, just their personalities and their designs. Like, Retro, I love his design. Like, his before they go to the prison, like when he's like on Earth and they're like robbing shit, it's so sick. Like his jacket and his like giant TV head, it's so cartoony and like fun. That part where they're like running away from the cops and he like stands on the car and there's like all 5 cops around and he's like, and he like flicks his nose. I'm like, that's so sick. Like, it's cool. That there was like that one like part was animated by Takeshi Koike, like the Red Line guy, and I was like, oh man. Like if you look at it and you know that, like you're gonna realize it. You're gonna be like, oh shit, that's great. Yeah. But it's just fun, man.
His design is so sick.
Yeah,
it's so sick. They were great. Mm-hmm. They were really funny.
Yeah,
throughout the whole thing.
It was extremely fun. It was
fun to watch. It was a fun watch. Really funny. The prison thing was so funny.
Yeah.
And this movie has so much like background things going on. Like, I saw this guy talk about it, and like he just pointed out a lot of things going on in the background that you wouldn't notice.
You watched like an analysis video? I didn't even know anybody made analysis videos on this. It feels like no one talks about it.
There's like one guy did it. That was a good video.
I'm falling. There we
go. Yeah. But he was just talking about a lot of the background things going on that like you wouldn't catch in the first viewing. And it's just so funny. All the designs in the prison are so funny.
Yeah.
And for like a 50-minute runtime, like it was a lot of fun. It was a blast. So yeah, this is definitely the best thing we watched this.
Yeah, on this one. Yeah, and it's interesting because there's kind of not much to say beyond that because it's not trying to really do much beyond that. If it's clicking with you and you find it to be like fun and engaging and like energetic and you're like, you know, mildly invested in like the story and the characters and what they're going for, and you just find like Hiroyuki Imaishi's like directing style to be like fun and playful and like you like how he does his action scenes, then you're gonna fuck with it like from beginning to end, and like you're not really gonna have much to like say out the other end. But I guess the one thing that is kind of interesting to talk about, like despite the jokes and despite like all the humor, is like the little thematic stuff that was going on, because there is some pretty weird stuff near the end with like the baby and the caterpillar. I think it's pretty simple, but I did watch it twice just to kind of get my bearings on like what it was trying to say. So like I think it really is, because there's that analogy about like the caterpillars like looking up from the base of the tree, like wanting to be at the top, like where the sun rises and the moon sets, like where, you know, the tree, like this big tree that they're talking about. And it's basically just talking to, like, if you were to draw the analogy with like the characters in the show and like humans in general, we all kind of want to experience like some higher form of life and some higher like form of existence where we're enjoying our lives more, right? So Pandy and Retro are at like the bottom, literally, like on Earth, and they like go up to like dead leaves, and they go up and like travel all the way to like this thing, to like the quote unquote top of the tree. And then you have this warding character, the daughter, who is also doing that, but like on a grander scale. And at the end, she literally turns into a caterpillar. And then when the baby goes inside of her, she turns into a butterfly. And basically, at least the most that I can digest out of it is that when she turns into a butterfly and she does achieve like her, you know, her dream, her highest like form of being, she just kind of explodes into like a little big bang, a little like, you know, like explosion of like everything that encompassed her existence. And she just took a bite out of the dead leaf, because the prison is like, I don't know if it's actually called Dead Leaves, but that's what it's supposed to be. Okay, so it's shaped like a leaf. It's shaped like a brown, like dead leaf. So I think the idea is that like no matter how hard you try, even if you turn into like a giant fucking like space caterpillar, space dandy caterpillar, and you fucking grow wings, it's not gonna matter. You're not gonna be able to reach the top of the tree. The most you're gonna be able to do is take a bite out of a dead leaf. And I think that's what it's going for thematically. I think like if there's any like messaging to pull from, that's my interpretation. And then with the ending where they're like, you know, like if that's all there is, like what is the point, you know? Like, am I a spy? Am I a thing? And da-da-da-da. And then Retro is just like, does it fucking matter? And it's kind of the question of the movie. Like yeah, this kind of didn't amount to anything, but did it matter? No, because you had fun, right? You enjoyed the time that you had, and you're like, yeah. And then they go back down, and they literally just go in cryo sleep again, and they just like crash down, and it's all gonna repeat itself in some way, shape, or form, right? So this movie is the message of this movie is the exact same like thing as what the experience is. It's literally just like, bro, just have fun, like just enjoy it. Like don't worry about shit. It's just like Space Dandy. It's just like the ending of Space Dandy. And I fuck with that, you know? Hiroyuki Imaishi and whoever wrote this movie, like I think it's the same guy that writes like all the other shows that he does. Shit's good, man. They got a good thing going. This one was good. He's I can tell that like there's so many jokes and gags just like in the fight scenes and stuff. And like just like the way characters are animated, like this one, he really was just like, I'm just gonna have fun. I'm just gonna get fucking weird with it. Like, who gives a fuck about the plot? Who gives a fuck about like the story? You know, like even if you are paying attention, like the story is literally telling you like, bro, don't fucking worry about it. It's not that deep. Like that's like kind of like actively what the story is saying. You know, yeah, it's a good time. It's a good time. Yeah.
No, it was.
Yeah. Very juvenile. That's like what I would describe this as. Very, not in like a derogatory sense, but like it's very like a lot of dick jokes, a lot of like fucking. I was really surprised when they started fucking. I'm like, holy shit, I wasn't expecting that from this. Yeah.
I actually like replayed that scene. I can't believe it.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of his shows have like sexual stuff, but never to that extent. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah. It was very interesting. But
yeah, that whole thing was funny. They have sex and then like they just break out like
yeah.
They're like, how do we do that? And then like
I don't know.
And then when they break all the other prisoners out and then like they start killing them.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Like the way they were dying.
Yeah. Yeah. It was really funny. I love when they were like riding on the motorcycle and like the big like machines are like after them, and like there's like a streak of them, and like they animate some of them in like a really like detailed like, oh my god, he just died, but then like they do it in like the simplistic like kind of way where You know how it is where it feels like a cartoon and it's like zoomed out, like a mini map, like Mario Kart mini map. Like dude just like fucking spun around because they can't like show it in like a more detailed way. Some shit like that. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. I like the guy with the penis drill thing. That was silly. That was enjoyable. Yeah, not much else to say. I like the two guards. I like the design of like the skinny and like 3-6 and 3 something. I don't remember what their names were. Some shit like that.
Yeah.
Really, really fun. Very aesthetically interesting. One thing I wanted to ask, like, do you have, like, when it comes to Studio Trigger shows or Hiroyuki Imaishi shows, do you have like one that you aesthetically gravitate towards the most? Like, because I mean, they're all kind of similar, but they all kind of have their own little quirks.
Yeah, I'd say Gurren Lagann is the least quirky.
Yeah,
out of all of them, but
is it the one that speaks to you the most?
Nah. Like that's like the best thing he made, but
right,
visual wise, like
yeah, I don't really know. Maybe Promare.
Because I did like the Star Wars Vision thing. I thought that one looked sick.
Yeah.
I'll probably go with Promare.
Yeah.
Maybe even Cyberpunk. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought after the first time I watched Dead Leaves, I was like, oh, it's Dead Leaves. Like Dead Leaves is aesthetically the most interesting. But on my second watch, they're all kind of on the same level. Like they're all samey enough to where like I like them on like a same like 7 out of 10, like kind of from like an aesthetic standpoint, like kind of scale. And no matter what each gimmick is, I don't think I like one gimmick like so much more than the other where I'm like, he excelled in this and like this is way better than anything he ever did before. I think that's a testament to like how I can still watch like his new shit, you know? Because if there was one that was like way better than all the other ones, then maybe I wouldn't fuck with all the new shit like as much.
Yeah.
But Fooly Cooley was very much, that was an aesthetic.
That is probably the best one.
Yeah. Maybe that one. The grainy, like, fucking 2004 rock vibes.
Yeah, it's just the way, like, that show, like, switched animation styles.
Yeah.
I think that's what did it for me for that one.
Right.
Is Fooly Cooley better than Gurren Lagann?
I haven't seen Gurren Lagann in a really long time. We need to watch the movies. Apparently the movies are like slightly different to some extent. Yeah. But
is there a new Fooly Cooley coming out?
Yeah. I never talked about it because we never watched the other ones, but it's called Fooly Cooley, like shoegaze and stuff. Yeah.
That's cool.
Do you want to watch alternative and I'm still like interested in watching them. It's up to you.
I don't think we should watch anime now.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
There's too much anime going on.
Yeah.
Especially next.
I feel you. I'll be watching the weekly shit. We'll talk about that instead.
Yeah. But Dead Leaves,
it was decent.
Really liked it.
Yeah. I'm dancing between a 6 or a 7.
Give it low tier 7.
Low tier 7. I currently have it marked as a 7, and I've literally been having like a crisis on whether it's a 6 or a 7. So I will say it's a 7 that's closer to a 6, just like you. Just to put my brain at ease, because I've been going back and forth like way too much. But yeah, Manny, that's a fucking podcast, bro. That's a fucking pod. We did it. We sat through all the shit. we got through all of it. All right. So, what are we gonna watch for the next episode? What's your recommendation?
I don't know if you watched it, but I want to watch another South Korean movie.
Oh.
You can probably guess what it is.
You want me to guess?
Yeah.
Are you gonna recommend Old Boy?
Yeah.
Don't recommend Old Boy. They're getting a 4K official release in America next year in theaters. I've never seen it, and I want to wait next year until I watch it. Can we wait till next year?
All right.
Okay. I've been literally waiting for that, but I've never seen it. I knew it was Old Boy. I'm so excited to watch that fucking movie. People hype it up so much. I'm looking forward to it, but let's wait on Old Boy. Do you have another one that you're interested in?
Give me a sec.
Okay.
Do you have one?
I had a couple lined up. It's spooky season, so I was thinking of picking because this one, the next 2 episodes will be in October. So if you want to do like Halloween or horror themed one, now would be the time. And I'm going to pick. I had a couple lined up. I want to pick something I haven't seen before. You know what? I'll play it safe on this first one, and I'll recommend Donnie Darko. Have you heard of Donnie Darko?
Yeah.
Okay, that's gonna be my recommendation.
Jack Gyllenhaal.
Oh yeah. Oh cool. All right, great. I didn't even know it was Jake Gyllenhaal. Yeah. Okay, so Donnie Darko will be my next one.
Okay, I'm gonna recommend. I want to watch Whiplash.
Great. All right, we'll do Whiplash. Yes.
What's the other one I wanted to watch? Fuck. Hold on.
No. Please take your time. Don't worry. You got it.
All right. Yeah. I want to watch Sound of Metal.
So this is replacing Whiplash.
Yes.
Okay. I have not seen Sound of Metal. I'm excited to watch it. I know of it though. Looking forward to it.
Yeah. So yeah, I was picking between. I was gonna watch Raging Bull.
Mm-hmm. I've also seen Raging Bull.
I was gonna watch Whiplash, or that. And I've never seen Forrest Gump before either, so I want to watch one of these episodes.
Yeah, I would love to rewatch Forrest Gump. It was a childhood movie for me. I haven't seen it in a long time.
Yeah, I never watched it.
Mm.
All right.
Nice. I like to recommend. Oh fuck! No, I wouldn't call that a horror movie. Yeah, I'll focus on horror stuff for like this short bit of time that we have where we're like in October. But I gotta really think about my next recommendation because there's so many spooky movies that I like.
Ali, I don't like the spooky ones, man.
I know you don't like the spooky ones, but that's why I picked Donnie Darko because I don't know. I don't think it's a dumb, stupid horror movie. I think people act like it's something more than that. So I'm gonna pick the cool ones. I'll pick the fun ones that are like unique. You don't like. You've said that before. Like you don't like horror movies at all. So when you say that, you mean like Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, like the classic stuff. Like you just don't fuck with that. I
don't like horror movies.
Just anything. So
you know what I haven't. Have you seen Nope?
Yeah, I saw Nope. You need to watch Nope.
I'm putting that on the list. I'm watching it.
Yeah. Do you want to watch it?
I'm gonna watch it like this week.
Okay, great. I'll literally I'll watch it again. Yeah. Okay. Nope. Have you seen Get Out and Us?
Yeah.
You've seen both of them. Okay. Do you like Get Out and Us?
Get Out was sick.
Yeah. If you like Get Out, I think you'll enjoy Nope.
Nope.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna watch it. I can't forget about this one. Let this one
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about it?
No, I just know it's like trippy.
Okay.
Monkeys and shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Probably gonna be the first one I watched.
Okay. So Nope. So we're gonna watch Nope, we're gonna watch Sound of Metal, and we're gonna watch Donnie Darko.
Yeah.
Those are the three. Man, I'm excited to talk about Nope. That is a discussion. Fucking yeah. Okay. That's it. That's it for the next one. Nope. So you like Get Out? You don't consider Get Out a horror movie?
Nah.
It's not a horror movie? What constitutes as a horror movie to you?
Like jump scares.
Oh,
like scares.
Okay.
Like freaky shit.
Like, okay. But what about stuff that's in the realm of being spooky but not freaky? Like, I don't know. You wouldn't call... I don't know if Mononoke is like horror, but Mononoke is spooky.
Oh, I thought you said Princess Mononoke.
No, Mononoke, like it's got like ghosts and demons and shit.
Yeah.
There's like one jump scare in Mononoke that fucking got me. Like, I was like, holy shit. It was like really creative and like really well done. It was like, there's like a jump scare in Mononoke, like the anime, where like the dude's standing there and like they don't cut the camera, but like just in like Cyberpunk where like, it'll like the dude will like pop in and out like in Cyberpunk when he's like they did that with a ghost in fucking Mononoke where like the dude's standing there and then the camera like doesn't change, but the dude just randomly pops up like over the dude. I'm like, oh my god. It was really like, it fucking scared the shit out of me. I was like, holy fuck. Not like jump scare like but it was like oh fuck. Like that was it was like artsy but like a jump scare. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't consider that horror. I'm cool with spooky. I don't like horror.
Yeah. Donnie Darko will be spooky. I don't think it'll be horror. So interesting. Very interesting. What made you decide that? Like, what movies did you watch and you were like, fuck that? No.
I just don't like that shit.
Okay.
I never wanted to be like, yo, let's watch a horror movie.
Really? Not even on Halloween?
Never ever cared for it.
Wow. Interesting. Well, I like Halloween, so I'm gonna be recommending some spooky movies. Yeah. All right. Well, those are the three. Fuck. I feel like there was something that I had something on the tip of my tongue that I wanted to ask you like right before we ended it off, but it's okay. I'll probably remember it after and be fucking mad that I forgot. Oh, I remember what I wanted to say. Holy shit. I'm glad we had this like 2 minutes of silence for me to remember. Did you watch the Channel 5 O Block video?
Mm-hmm.
You did? Oh my god. Yes, I'm so happy. I'm so happy that you watched it. It was great. Like I didn't know any of that. Did you know like any of that beforehand?
Yeah, I know all that.
Oh, you knew all of it. Okay. It was very educational for me. I'm like, oh, that's where Chief Keef came from. Like, I didn't know that at all.
Yeah, that so many like channels done like documentaries on that spot and just Chicago like rap in general, and that's like O Block is kind of like the main character of that. Yeah. So I learned a lot, but it was a great video.
Yeah, it was really great. I love when they went to the White Sox game.
Yeah.
White Sox! It was really fun.
You know that O Block's getting... You just remind me of things too. Like, so O Block, I think that place is getting like tore down.
Really?
I like the city. Yeah. I don't know why.
Well, where are they going to go? Like, a lot of people live there.
Who knows?
Is that legal? Can you do that?
I don't know. I thought I heard something like that or something like that.
Interesting.
And you heard about the Chicago purge thing?
Oh no, tell me. You're smiling, so I imagine it's stupid.
Chicago like apparently is having a purge on like January 1st or
something. Are you fucking serious? Manny, that's really scary. Who decided this? The people? Oh my god.
There's like,
if that actually happens, we will be the worst country. Oh my God. It's going to turn into City of God. Oh, Lord.
It's like, there's a lot to it. I think you should, like, if you're interested, like, research it.
Okay.
There's a lot of people saying it's being overblown, but a lot of memes came from it.
Yeah.
There's this cop went on this podium, has like from January 1st, like, he's saying like murder, blah 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 blah. Like,
a cop, like a real cop.
Yeah.
But it's not a meme. It's like an actual guy being like, from January 1st, we're allowing you to do this.
Yeah.
Okay, you're gonna have to send me that, because that's insane.
There's a lot to it, but okay. I didn't really like dive deep into it, but just the memes are like incredible.
Manny, if that's real, from the sidelines, I'll be very happy to see, like, this is really fucked up. I might cut this out, but I will be very happy to see, like, the world in upheaval, because it'll give me an excuse to not do anything with my life again. Because during the Black Lives Matter thing, I was just kind of sitting back like, you know what? Everything sucks and I'm depressed, so I don't really need to do anything. That's fine. And if something super bad like a purge happens, I can sit on my ass. Then in like 3 years, people will be like, so what have you been doing all this time? And it's like, well, first it was COVID, then it was Black Lives Matter, then it was the purge. So I haven't really been doing anything. I'm only just now getting on my feet.
Crutch.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the law has more to do with like bonds. So saying they're eliminating bond. Like, so I don't really know what this shit means. Well, I don't know. The memes are funny. Yeah. Chicago's up to something in 2023. Shout out to them. Actually, it's the whole state. I don't know.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I didn't realize it was that bad. Like I know people say it all the time, but damn, it's like really great video. Because I don't ever have that context for like the rap music and stuff. I'm very much a white person when it comes to that. I don't. So it was great. I really liked that video. Yeah, Andrew Callaghan. He's awesome. Really cool. Have you seen the January 6th fucking riots? Like, I mean, not the riots, the main one in the Capitol. Like the video of like all those people like rushing the Capitol building. Yeah. I had no idea what the context was, and I still don't really get it. But basically, a meme or like Trump on like Twitter got overblown, and like all the people that like Trump like went to that thing. They were like, we're taking it back because you guys are wrong. Something along those lines. Anthony Fantano is making like a documentary, like a movie that I think will be in, not Anthony Fantano, I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. Andrew Callaghan, like Channel 5 man. He's like making like a whole movie on it. And it's like, I'm so excited for that. That's awesome. Hopefully it's good.
Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, what an arc.
What an arc. When Black Lives Matter was in full swing, were you like seeing all the videos?
Mm-hmm. A lot of the things were so like manipulated though. Did you see the videos of like people like leaving bricks on the road? So like people would like get bricks and start like chucking them at cars and shit. And like people like finding these cops, undercover cops, like doing shit like that, and like leaving cars in the open.
Oh no, that's bad. That's really bad.
Yeah, it never got like
reported on.
Like, it never got like the media it deserved. But there's a lot of videos like this guy runs to the cops. He's like, "Hey, what are you doing? Why are you leaving those bricks out? Like, so we can like fucking toss them, destroy cars, destroy buildings."
Yeah.
And they just look at him like roll the window up and like drive off. Like
that's so because they
want to. Like, they was like leaving old cop cars out so people can go burn them.
Mm-hmm.
You can take pictures. Look what these guys are doing.
Right.
But don't get me wrong, people were like doing fucked up shit.
Well, in their defense, I don't think really anything would change if we didn't do fucked up shit.
Yeah.
I think.
But it sucks. A lot of people just taking that shit for advantage. Like a lot of people just robbing like Gucci stores and like, yeah.
Yeah, man. If
it is what it is.
I'll say this, even if people were taking advantage, it's like they only did that because they let it get far. No, we were doing the riots normally before. We already did. We had the phase where we were like, many people went out and like were respectable, didn't do fuck shit, and then like it happened again, and everyone was like, all right, man, fuck this, fuck you. That Andrew Callaghan video like really puts it into perspective for me. Like when the verdict video where like he like went to jail, there was like a part where I think I talked about this before, where like a house was on fire and Andrew was like in front of the house, and the guy's like, this is how we feel. So even if people are taking advantage of it and like you know, quote unquote, like taking it too far, it's like it's working. Like I can't lie, it made things, it made progress. So you know, we're capable of self-control. We were before, but it just happened again and again and again. It is what it is. It's like Night City out in these streets. It's insane. Yeah. Man. What's like, do you have like what's like the worst video you've seen? Not, it doesn't have to be from like the Black Lives Matter thing, but like in general, like on the internet. Is it like the gun shooting thing?
I saw a lot of like those dark videos of people getting their heads chopped off and shit.
Oh wow.
Yeah, a lot of those cartel videos.
Holy shit.
You never seen them like that?
No.
Yeah, those things are fucked up. I wouldn't even recommend them.
Have you seen the ISIS ones?
No.
I haven't seen them either.
I don't know how people like saw them.
Yeah. I don't know either.
But I'm gonna like refrain from watching shit like that. I don't think like our brain is supposed to like see shit like that.
Yeah. It's really odd. It's like there was a time where we did see shit like that normally. So are we conditioning ourselves to be like more bitch made, and then when we do see some crazy shit we're like, ah, or I don't know.
Well, I wouldn't call it bitch made, but no, I don't feel like at least modern day humans aren't supposed to see that shit.
It's really,
I think that's just too dark.
It is very scary.
Yeah. I don't want to watch those videos no more. They just, they just like freak me out.
Yeah, probably one of the worst ones I've seen. You can find like Reddit. It's really weird. Like Reddit doesn't give a fuck. Like you can post like people dying on Reddit. I'll just like, it was really during like the police brutality ones, because that's kind of like where I would draw the line, where it's like I'll watch a police brutality thing, like even if someone dies, I'll watch it because you kind of have to. And I think the most violent one was like it wasn't even in America, but like there was like a kid that like got shot in the head, and the cop, like when he did, he was like, oh shit, like out loud. I was like, ooh. And there's so many videos of like people dying, like black people, like cops shooting them because they put the cameras on their heads now, so you can like see the thing. And there's a lot of videos of that. Not even like cops being wrong and like killing a black person like wrongfully. Sometimes it's like just like the black guy was about to like stab them or something, but it's just insane. It's like, oh my god, He just killed him. I remember I saw one where like a cop killed like a black guy, and he did have a weapon on him, and he was about to like stab him, but you couldn't really tell from the video, but you could see like that the guy had like a thing on him like right after, and it's so stressful. Like if I was a white cop, like I would quit. I'd be like, bro, fuck this. Like I'm not putting myself at risk. Like if I was a white cop and I just shot a black guy, even if I was right for doing it, I would be so fucking scared. In the video, there was another, like his partner was like, bro, don't worry. You're fine. Don't worry. It's fine. And I was like, dude, that's so stressful. So stressful.
That is a tough job.
It is a tough job. I would never do it. I'm too pussy.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah. Very.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's like the most I'll go. Like shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to like beheadings and like hackings and shit like that, not for me.
Yeah. I feel you. Did you see the video of that white guy? It was like an old man. This was during all the Black Lives Matter stuff.
Did he smack the pavement?
Yeah. You see that one?
Yeah.
That was like the worst video. Like in terms of like what the fuck? Like how could you do that? Like that was the one that I had like the strongest response to. It was so clear. It was so like there's like no argument that can be made like for the cops. Like some, I don't want to get canceled for this, but some of like the Black Lives Matter videos, like of like the major deaths, my gut reaction is like, yeah, but maybe it was an accident or but with that one, I'm like, holy shit, like how could you do that? Like that's insane.
Yeah.
Oh man. That one was so frustrating.
I'm surprised that one didn't blow up.
Yeah, I know. Like no one did anything. It was just like, yeah, the guy did that. Like that guy should have got fucking fired. It didn't blow up because like it was happening too much everywhere. Like I mean, you and I saw it, so I guess it blew up enough.
That was fucked up.
It was extremely fucked up. That one made me so sad. They literally walked over his bleeding body. Ugh.
Protect and serve.
Yeah. I know. I just want to get a donut. No. Fuck. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm sorry for ending on a dour note, but that's life. That's it. So, Nope, Sound of Metal, and fucking thing. Donnie Darko. All right.
Yeah.
Those are the three. All right. Decent episode, bro. Thank you once again. I am excited for the new era of Ali and Maddie. No do-rag type wave. That'll be nice. All right, bro. I think I'm going to hit the hay.
Yeah, me too.
All right, dude, Steve. I will see you next time.
Yeah.
Excuses.
Yeah, see.